Caller, you're on the air.
Threatened, I felt unwelcome, and it was a death. I see this light. It's like,
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Calls from Beyond live call-in show, hosted by me, Austin from Bizarre Junkies, and we got Noah from the Black Cauldron. This is now our official partnership show. So this is both of us coming to you live every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where you get to call in and tell us your stories. So, how have you been? We haven't seen you in a week. It's been a week.
A whole 7 days. I missed you guys dearly.
I feel like we have George on the rig, by the way. George, an absolute stud. I'll get into what we did a little bit later, George. But we absolutely missed you. I look forward to this show every week.
I know, me too.
It's a good show, and I think the fans do too. The audience for sure does.
Yeah, I for sure was telling them, like, please call us. We want to hear it.
I don't think we have to worry about them calling us anymore. They love calling in, and I'm all here for it. I want you to call in. I want you to get your stories told. But George, I'm talking about how much I love you because we were up at a golf course at 7 a.m. this morning. So we were in Las Vegas, Nevada. I don't know if you were okay with me sharing that, but I just did. We have the Super Bowl here on Sunday. Massive sporting event here in Las Vegas. I never thought I would ever see one here in Las Vegas. So we have that here this weekend. So we were filming for both George's show, Gridiron Junkies, and for our friend who's been on the show, Brian Hopkins, Hero's Journey podcast, and actually, surprisingly, Bizarre Junkies. I actually was able to interview somebody about a Bizarre Junkies thing. But we were there, and George, please correct me if I'm wrong, but so we were there because the tournament is about getting older NFL players off of opioids and pain pills and onto using marijuana.
Correct. They want to completely shift the narrative on this. It's a medicine that comes from the ground. They are, preaching the preach that has been going on for literally the longest time, and it's crazy that the NFL is still the last major sports league to not test for weed. Crazy. NFL. Greedy motherfuckers. But I mean, there's nothing bizarre about that. No. We're all about to watch a Super Bowl on Sunday, so they got us by the balls.
They do. But so we were there this morning. We got a lot of cool interviews with a lot of cool people. Actually, it was funny. The first interview we did of the day, they threw me in. They were like, we don't know who this is, but it was Patrick Warburton. You know who that is?
No.
So voice of Joe Swanson from Family Guy.
Oh.
Kronk from Emperor's New Groove.
Okay.
He was in the Bee movie. Apparently he was in Seinfeld. So we got to interview him. We got to interview Daniel Cormier from the UFC. We got to interview Justin Gaethje. We got to interview a lot of cool people. Like, honestly, I think the ghost hunt we did was a lot of fun, like, professionally.
Yeah.
But this was like the most fun. Like, if you were to ask us in middle school, would you be interviewing all these huge athletes?
That's a no. And it was surreal. It was a very cool day. We have lots of cool content coming out from that on Gridiron Junkies and Hero's Journey podcast.
And some Bizarre Junkies.
Yeah, and some Bizarre Junkies. So that's that.
Yeah, but George and I have been up. We knew we were in for a long haul today. The last 2 days have been a long haul, but that's just how we roll here at Sticky Paws Studios.
Built different.
We're built different. We're built different. I'm mostly built on like acid reflux and depression. Taco Bell.
Taco Bell and depression. I'm built on
I got
Red
my
Bulls.
steps in today. I was okay having it. I was like, you know what? We walked all over the golf course. I was like, I'm gonna have Taco Bell on the way home.
Yeah.
Or way here. But so here we are again. We're at the live call-in show. We have, as you can see right down here. So a lot of you like calling in. We only have so much time in the live stream to get to everybody. So last week we kind of introduced a super chat method. So going forward, all the calls, just so that way we can make sure we can get as many people in as possible. You'll get 3 minutes. And then if you want to super chat $10, you get to skip the line, but then you get 10 minutes or 5 minutes, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then if you just want to skip the line and still stay with the 3 minutes, you can super chat $5 and we will skip you ahead in the line. But yeah, so a couple of rules. One, please try to be respectful. We're not going to censor you on what you say as long as you're not like outlandish or saying just like stuff that makes like you're just trying to be hateful, stuff like that. We won't censor you unless it's something like that. Also try to be respectful of the time. We will have a timer right up. I think it's right up here in this corner. The timer, yes, you can see it right there. The timer will come up. It'll be for 3 minutes unless you super chat the $10 to do the 5 minutes. But before we get into the call, I wanted to make a huge special thank you to our water partner now for the show, which is Ape Water. So Ape Water wants to be super nice and spread the word and kind of reward you for coming to this live stream. So every caller that calls in, I want you to go ahead and email Bizarre Junkies, which is just going to be bj@stickypawstudios.com with your name and address, and we will send you a free case of water.
Yep.
And it's canned water. I mean, you just had some for the first time.
I just had it, and it's spring water. Y'all know how I feel about spring water now.
Yeah,
it's
George,
the best that you
George, thoughts on Ape water? I mean, you've had it.
It's very good. I mean, it looks classy on camera. I mean, it's just something you got to be proud of.
Yes.
It's not that you got a sponsor and you know one of those sponsors where you're like, this doesn't necessarily look the best on the set. Now this fits in with everything.
Yes.
Ape water.
Ape water. So if you call in, we invite you to email us at bj@stickypawstudios.com, and I will make sure that they get your information. We will need your name and your address. Social security card number? Maybe no. We'll save that for later. But we need that, and then we will have them, the very amazing people at Ape Water, to send you a case of water completely free of charge. We'll send it on over to you. So, So I guess, George, I know we already have some callers ready in the queue.
Correct. Are we ready for them?
So, when we call your number, we're going to call the last four of your phone number. And I want you to hit, you'll hear it in the phone call because we're using Zoom. It'll tell you the host has invited you to unmute yourself. What you have to do then is press star and then 6, and you will unmute, and then we will be able to hear your incredible stories live here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
First caller, last 4 digits, 7326. 7326. I'm starting to get a little bit of memory here. I believe this caller was first in line. Star 6 to unmute yourself. 7326. People are in the chat saying, got in early. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's right. You want to call in. Caller, you are in the room.
Caller, you are in the room.
If you can lower your TV sound, please.
Yeah, or are you in the car?
I'm so nervous.
Do not be nervous. We've learned.
Do not be nervous.
No, we've learned that the people that are like nervous, they always have the best stories. Don't be nervous.
I watch you a lot, Miss Noah and Bizarre Junkies.
Thank
you.
I'm new to your channel, though. Okay, I didn't expect to be the first one. I'm used to just.
No, we were looking at. We were like, okay, she's first in line. Can you turn your phone down or your TV down? It's an echo.
Okay, yes. Is that better?
Let's see.
Yep, that's perfect.
That sounds better. I don't hear an echo anymore. Perfect.
Okay. To give you like some sort of backstory, I am like the black sheep scenario. I'm a Cancer sun, Leo moon, and Taurus rising. Now, yeah. Yeah, I know the details of the chart is what balances it all out, trust me. But I'm come from Baltimore, and until I moved, you know how when you move into a new state, people tend to stare. Now,
yes.
I was kind of used to that back from where I'm from, but this feeling was different. And being, spiritual, you can feel stuff around you. Where I come from, I technically do be feeling like the strong energy of death or something. But when I got to where I am now, it felt weird. Mind you, I stayed to myself. I don't bother anyone. We in an apartment complex. I put up a door cam because for some reason the eye hole to the door is painted white. I said, no problem. I'll put up a door cam. 2 weeks and weeks go by. People are acting really weird over this door cam. I ignore it. A man decides to come up at 1:30 in the morning and put a note on my door saying that we mess and play with voodoo, and whatever happens, it is what it is from now on, and claimed that there was stuff following him around the house. Immediately, my girlfriend, she's scared. She want to put a chair up against the door. She's trying to
right.
She's trying to call people over her family to the house. Like, no, he put something on our door. This is a threat. I'm like, I got it. Immediately, I knew. Light the white candle and put it by your door. I called my healer. I told him what was put on the door. I sent him a picture of the exact note because I left some stuff out, of course. That it was a nasty note.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, the moment I let them see me spraying Florida water around my door and left the white candle lit at the door, gone.
Yep.
No more interferences. Yep. Gone.
Yep.
They were gone. What was frustrating for me is I was like, they're Haitian, so I know what they. You get what I'm saying? I know what the practice is a bit. I understand. I get it. I was like, so if you know that I might know what you know,
why even play with me?
That thing?
Mm-hmm. You know what?
Yeah, I knew I was calling in the right.
Yes. Why would you even do that? Thank you for sharing. It's crazy. Like that white candle, if they even, first of all, that's protection. That's them spirits, honey. Your ancestors. Whenever you light that white candle.
It shot up in me, mind you. I've never been through any of that before. I would come from a Christian home where you grab the Bible, you sleep with the Bible under your pillow and all that, but something lit up in me and told me, no, light that damn white candle and leave it by the door. Just leave it by the door. Don't put it out. Let it go all the way down. Like let that sucker burn out.
Thank you
so that is
so much.
our sound effect for when it's time to go ahead and end the call. But thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate you, especially being the first caller. As always, like you said, the nervous ones always got some heat.
Yes.
So I got to ask, we did get a super chat in for a phone call, so we'll let that go here in a sec. But while we're loading that up, I am curious. So why the significance of the white candle?
White signifies purity. It's all things clean, if you will. Okay.
Gotcha.
So whenever we light candles, or like I light a candle at my altar and I'm trying to call in my spirit team, I light a white candle. If I feel like there's some rah-rah in my aura or somebody's throwing some shit at me, I'll light a black candle and let them know, like, hey, come on. It's almost like a Batman signal.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's almost like the Batman signal for my ancestors' spirit guides. So
so you light it and they're like, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah. I'm on the way, dear.
Yes. Yep.
They're running, sprinting down the dimensional roadway.
Yeah, they know that's for them. I should get stock in white.
Or you should. What you should do. And what's funny is, a friend of mine who owns a haunted place has a business where he sells like sage and so it makes perfect sense. So I think we have our caller in.
Hello.
Super chat caller.
Yes,
caller,
hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way.
Hi, you're welcome. Hi, Noah. I'm fangirling. Oh my God. Hi, Austin. Hi, George.
Hello.
George got a shout out. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. George got a shout out.
Right. He's over here blushing, girl.
You guys,
the cheeks are red.
No disrespect to your wife, but George, one of your episodes, George did his little Greek god pose, and I was just like,
was it on here on Bizarre Junkies?
God damn.
It was.
I think it was the Tony Orlando, where he pulled his shirt off and he swung it around in the air.
This super chat call just got good.
Okay, so it's so funny because
so don't take that video down.
You know what? Just for you, I'll leave that video up.
You know what's funny is that my daughter, my kid was like, "Hey, did you see in the comments they were calling George fine?" I was like, "No, I didn't catch it. Where?"
Hey, George.
She was like, "Yeah, it was so weird. They were like, George is sexy." I'm like, "What?"
Way better than the comments I get.
Humble about it and stay behind the camera.
Look at him. He got his own show, girl.
I got a football podcast.
He has a football podcast. We just filmed a bunch of content for it today too.
Believe it or not, my wife engineers the show, so you'll get to see the better half too.
Yep, and he over here red. Listen, that's how you know I'm
excited.
He a dedicated man. He said, "Listen, somebody, I know I'm taking."
Yeah,
but I'm still fine.
No, I'll take the validation.
Hey,
I'll take the validation.
All props to Mrs. George.
Notice how I haven't started the clock. This call is amazing. Right?
Yeah, George said that one's on him.
All right, here we go. 5 minutes on the clock.
Okay, so where do I start? Okay, so I have a gift. I don't know if you want to call me. Oh, first of all, my name is Shy, and I'm calling from North Carolina.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. So I know I have a gift. I don't know if you want to call me an empath, a clairvoyant, whatever. I just know shit be with me, and I don't really like it. But death is just a thing that's followed me forever. I lost my mom when I was 10.
I'm sorry.
I lost my stepdad when I lost my stepdad. I lost my biological dad all before I was 18. Like when I went to college and people were looking at me like, call your parents. I'm like, they're dead. They're like, what did you do to them? I'm like, no, really, I don't have any parents. But my sense of humor is very dark.
Yes.
So
mine's too. I was like, I shouldn't chuckle at that, but that was a good. They're like, what did you do to him?
My biological dad, he actually passed away from a heart attack while playing a video game. My grandma told me, I was like, was he losing that bad? It's just my
That's how I want to go.
Yeah.
But my story is like when my mom died, I kind of knew before it happened. Like when all of them passed, I knew before the words were told to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this one particular thing happened. I'm 33. This happened when I was like 30. Mind you, my mom died at 30.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of crazy stuff started happening to me when I turned 30. And I had my cousin's baby mom. I've never met this girl before in my life. She came to my house to pick up his sister. And when she walked into my house, she was pregnant at the time. When she walked into my house, I just felt nauseous. I felt so sick. And I had this look on my face, and my baby sister is like, are you about to do that thing? And I was like, yeah, I think I'm about to do that thing. And the girl's looking at me like, what is she about to do to me? I'm like, no, don't be scared. I can sense stuff. And what I'm about to tell you, you could do with it what you will, but I really, really feel like I need to tell you. I said, I don't know what you have on you or who is around you. I don't know if it's my cousin. I said, but when you get home, you need to pray and cleanse yourself, cleanse your space, but in particular, pray over that baby. I don't know what's going to happen, but for some reason, I feel like you should really, really cleanse your whole whatever. So fast forward, her baby ends up dying a few months after she had him. He was born with some kind of disease, and he ended up passing away. Mind you, when all of this is happening, I don't really realize it. The one thing about my gift, I can't connect the dots until after stuff happens. And just last week, for some reason, she's been on the back of my mind, and I called my sister, and I was like, hey, you remember that time, just to make sure I wasn't crazy. I was like, you remember that time where I told my, so-and-so's baby mama, she need to do this? I said, you realize the baby passed away a few months. She was like, you know what, you're right. And she was like, well, I don't know if she did what you told her to do. And I mean, I'm not saying that's a consequence of it, but I'm not a believer in coincidences. And a few things like that has happened to me before. Like I was driving down the highway, and I felt sad, like grieving, but I knew, my stuff was good. But something told me to call my aunt. I called my aunt who lives in Arizona, and I was like, is there something you want to tell me? And she was like, no. And I'm like, no, it's something. And she was like, well, her husband's daughter, her husband was killed that morning in a motorcycle accident. And I was feeling all of their emotions. Yeah. And it's really weird. And one thing about my gift, the little shit, I can never pinpoint it when it's happening. Yeah. But after it's marinated and sat a little bit, it's like, oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So that's kind of my story. I don't tell many people because I'm already crazy, certified on paper, so I don't need them to have more ammunition. So I only tell a select few, but I was just compelled to share my story with you guys.
Well, thank you. That was amazing. I had an experience like that. I had
that happen today.
Yeah. Like a friend of ours, her son was sick, and we could have helped it. The spiritual realm could have helped, but you had to be willing, Yep. And sometimes they don't listen. They don't know. And it's not their fault. They don't know what's going on, but it was a choice she had to make, and she was like, no. So we left it alone, and he did pass.
Wow.
Yeah, I was standing, and I was in the room when he passed. I went to go visit and end up witnessing that. So it's very, very real.
Yeah. George, anything to say to your favorite caller?
Keep calling back every week.
You know what?
I would appreciate that.
He said,
keep calling back, and I am locked in and watching. So George, I mean, if your shirt is feeling a little hot in there, by all means.
Okay. I'm starting the OnlyFans tonight.
Oh, you know what?
That's it.
Got him started, girl.
Be ready for that link next week. Yeah. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the super chat, and thank you so much for your story.
For sure.
You're welcome. You guys be blessed.
You too.
Thank you. So today, as I was telling you beforehand, so if you've seen Bizarre Junkies before, you would know that we had a medium on the show, and her brother is Brian Hopkins, who's also a paranormal sensitive, which is funny because it runs in the family.
Of course.
So she was there today at the golf tournament 'cause she's in town. I was trying to get her to come on tonight. I was really trying.
But she would have been so amazing.
She definitely wants to. In the future,
Did you tell her that I want to meet her?
Yeah, absolutely. I told her that everybody wants to meet her.
I said, hook me up.
So we're sitting there and we're talking, and all of a sudden she stops and she goes, "Somebody is here right now. Hold on, I need to like block it off."
Right.
Because we're in a bar at a country club at a golf course. But I saw where she was sitting right there. I saw her have a reading with Lana, and her do that, and that was crazy. But she had it today, so she had it going on, and she had to I saw her block it off. When she was here, she let it happen.
Right.
But this time I watched her kind of breathe.
Oh my gosh, I wish she would come on. Yeah, you literally have to shoo them away.
Yeah, so she did that. So, but Buffy, we love you. I'm going to see if we can get her on in a future episode. I mean, let us know in the comments if you want us to do this call-in show, but with a medium. And and the reason why I really believe her is she doesn't do it for profit or anything.
Yeah,
she really didn't even talk about it until last year.
Yeah, because a lot of people they have these gifts and they don't even realize that they have them. They try to block them. A lot of people don't want to deal with it. You know, I feel like my babalawo I go to, which is like a spiritual godfather. I feel like he's a medium too. I don't know if he calls it that, but I love reading with him because he'd be like, yeah, there's a black ball guy right there. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know who that is. That's my dad.
You're like, I know, I'll get to your call. You have to give him a number, at the DMV. Please just take a number. I'll get to you when I can.
And I think that's what a lot of mediums go through, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and I just want to say, because we usually have a plethora of calls, you do not have to pay to call in.
Yes, you do not have to call. You don't have to pay.
Just call us. If you want to skip the line, that's where the payment comes in.
Correct. Yeah, anybody can call this number right down here at the bottom of the screen. Anybody. And if we can get to you, the only reason why we offer the skip the line is because we have so many callers that want to share their story that we can't get to them all. So we just do it as a way to allow people to get in a little quicker. And so, no payment required to call in whatsoever. It was funny because the first call we had was not paid. The second one was, and it wasn't paid to call in. They just paid to skip the line.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but thank you for pointing that out. So, George,
look, it's growing.
It is growing. We are getting callers in, which is, I love it. I love the community we're starting to build here. It's really cool. And I'm really happy that we have created a safe space for people to come in and share their, and I'm not a safe space person, but I understand. I in the sense of life isn't a safe space kind of thing. Like this is you can't use hate speech here. It's like, okay, well,
no,
not to get into all that, but Tony, when Tony was on the show, he was like, I never told these stories because I didn't know people would take me seriously.
Yeah, no, I loved his episode.
Yeah, he was, and it's
yes, I love this episode.
Literally just said a week after that, I'm in Arkansas. Come on down.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to show you this text.
You want us to leave right now to go to Arkansas?
Oh my God. I have to show you this text while George pulls up the next call.
Also, if you guys aren't, I know a lot of my followers are here. Please follow Bizarre Junkies. This is like my second home. I'm going to be checking if you get in through the line to see if you're following them, because this is my second home for me.
Also, callers, if you've already called in, please email your name and address to bj@stickypawsstudios.com because we want to send you a case of water courtesy of Ape Water, our new water partner.
It's so good.
It is really
natural spring water, and that's really all we're supposed to be drinking anyway. Yeah. That's another conversation.
So we had this in the studio beforehand for a different show. They had a trial period. And we had it, and Franny had it, and Franny started buying it on his own. You can get it. So I mean, I enjoy it. I've bought it a couple of times as well. But so here's Tony. So I mean, you remember us talking about the Crescent Hotel in the
yes.
So he sends me a picture of the hotel, and he goes, walking into the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs for drinks, pizza, and a ghost tour. I saw you mention it on the interview. I love this place. I said, wow, that is creepy. He goes, you need to go to Travis. He meant George. You need to go with George's brother 1 hour from Fayetteville, which is where George's brother just moved to. He goes, drive, you can fly into Fayetteville. And then he sends me a link for $83 cheap flights from Las Vegas to
He said today, I really meant that you can come.
Yeah, and he's going to be here next week. He's going to be here Monday to just be here. And I'm going to be like, Tony, why did you send me? I appreciate that you sent it. He's just like my grandma.
$83.
That's not that bad, though.
It really isn't.
It's not that
really
bad.
Isn't. No.
Are we going? Fayetteville trip?
Someone
Maybe.
commented on the Crescent Hotel. They were like, I want to correct you guys because this is near and dear to my heart. And they made a whole comment on it. Or like...
On our...
Yes, on our last week one. Yep.
Go check that out. We actually have our next caller in the room.
Oh, okay. So
8014. Lucky caller, you're in the room.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, babe. How are you?
welcome to the show.
I'm good. I love you guys.
Thank
you. We really appreciate you calling in.
So I have a story that's more weird than creepy.
Okay.
We're all
So
here for it.
I'm a truck driver, so I stay in all kinds of hotels. So I was in this hotel in Georgia, and in the middle of the night, you get up to go to the bathroom, and there's a mirror right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the mirror, and it's like 4 glowing scratches down it, like a monster can, but it's 4 of them.
Mm.
So I go to the bathroom, then I come back out, and I still see it. So I walked up to it and touched it because, sometimes mirrors have these little paintings that glow in the dark or something.
Right.
So I didn't feel anything. It didn't smudge. I went back to bed, so I'll see if it's there in the morning. And it was gone in the morning. I even took the mirror down, took it in the bathroom, closed the door so it was dark, and they were gone.
Mm. See, lock your portals.
What could that be?
Mirrors are portals, and it doesn't surprise me that that's what you've seen.
Oh, wow. It was like creepy. I wasn't really scared per se, but I'm like, that's weird. That's never happened before.
Yeah, it depends on the space that you're in. You were in a hotel, no telling what the hell went down in your room once upon a time.
They don't even clean it regularly, let alone spiritually.
Absolutely not. So I'm just glad that you were safe and protected. I lock every mirror in my house. I don't sleep in front of mirrors. Mirrors are literal spiritual playground.
Well, how do you lock them?
So I take my finger and first of all, I will smudge the mirror and I will pray Psalms over the mirror. Or if you don't practice hoodoo, you can just use your regular intention. And I take whatever spiritual water or juice that I have and I dip my left finger in it and I draw a cross or a pentacle or something, and that locks it. Because I've seen some pretty creepy stuff in my time dealing with mirrors. I've experienced it, so I don't play around with them things.
Oh, okay, because I told someone, I'm like, I know you're not going to believe me. It's going to sound crazy.
It does not sound crazy to
but
me.
This is what it is.
Yes. I appreciate you sharing that because a lot of people always ask me on TikTok, how do you lock your mirrors? And I'm like, I tell them the same thing.
We're going to have to clip that and we're going to just have to make it its own clip.
Yes, it's going to be a thing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
Bye-bye.
Before you take the next call, I want to pull your attention to Asta's comment on YouTube.
Where?
She said that she wants to call in, but she's afraid to call in because there's some type of entities that are in this building with you guys, and that they're always screaming. And she feels like 2 of them are attached to something inside of Studio C.
Well, I don't think it's Studio C. So remember, last week we found out that this whole wall used to be a mirror.
Okay, so where's this comment at? Hold on, pause.
It's on your YouTube.
Pause.
Okay, can you repeat that again though?
Okay,
because
no,
you were kind of half muted.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. There are a few there, and they scream a lot. 2 of them that is or was attached to something in the supply room, like the space where you keep an extra non-used equipment behind this wall.
You know.
That's why I think it's
well,
Studio
you know
C.
what was there that I've mentioned multiple times were those dolls.
Oh my God.
They're not
Studio
here
C?
anymore, but could have left something.
Can she call in, Asta?
Well, I know. Obviously, we know. What's his name? Christian is attached to something in that room.
Yeah, but this is not. That's not Christian.
Well, I don't know, George. Knowing Christian, like
I know
for
he's
the
probably,
memes.
Would he be screaming?
For the memes, he'd be doing something like that.
Screaming.
Yeah, just making noise.
My goodness.
I don't know. This is crazy. This is crazy. So I mean, okay. It sounds like she doesn't want to call.
Oh no! Please don't.
Are they like? Is it like a dark energy in the room? Is that what she's saying? Is it? Like,
I'm
or is it
assuming so.
mischievous?
Asta, I know you don't want to call in, but please do another cleanse.
We haven't done the first one. We need
yeah.
to, because I want to do the ghost hunt or the paranormal investigation here, and then end it with you coming in and cleansing it.
Asta, are you a medium, or are you sensitive, or clairvoyant? This is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's someone, Deshara, exactly. That's like when people say Bloody Mary in the mirror 3 times. Okay, so for those who missed last week's episode, they were housing these creepy ass dolls that look like them things from Men in Black.
Yeah, the worms. Once you go worm, you
yes,
whatever.
That's exactly what they look like, but they belong to a serial killer.
Yes.
You know what?
And we somehow had him here at the studio for a couple of months early, this time last year, so about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
they are not happy at all. Those things had human energy attached to them.
I bet they had.
And I don't know if you were here last week, Asta, but George was recording in here, and
in the other room in Studio A.
and Studio A, which is behind us, and it was like this crashing noise, and it's just him and his wife here.
Yep.
Scared the bejesus out of him.
Oh,
you could see it all over his face. He was like,
yeah, you could. I wish I would have saw that look during the paranormal investigation.
No, man, it's so crazy. But the fact that she is hearing things.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like she can see them too, which is
said,
pretty crazy.
I have had this since I was little.
So I'm thinking the ability to see.
Yeah, the ability to see, no veil.
They know that we know now, because ever since she's brought it to our attention, I've had nothing but chills.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's crazy.
All right. Well, spirit bath it is for me when I leave here.
But yeah, we can take it here. So, like, we're professionals on this end. We'll take care of ourselves.
Yes.
So if you have to call in, like, I don't know.
I know. She probably is like, hell to the no. I get it. Email me. My email is probably in the description of this video. If not, it's on the other videos that I have up.
It is in there. It is in the description.
Well, that wasn't creepy at all.
No, all right. We're off to a great start now.
Okay. All right, next caller, 5241.
5241.
*6 to unmute yourself.
Remember, if you call, send me your address and name to BJ at Sticky Paws, Sticky STICKY, PAWSSTUDIO.com or s.com. And that way I can send you a free complimentary case of water from Ape Water. But hello, caller, you're in.
Hi.
Hi, love.
Welcome to the show.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Doing
Thank you
good.
so much for calling in.
No problem. Okay, so I want to tell a story that happened to me about 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I visited my sister that stays with my aunt. And my aunt, she stays like 20 minutes from me. And she has custody rights over my sister. And my sister is 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 21.
Mm-hmm.
So the room that my sister sleeps in, we had a granddad that used to stay with her. She was his caretaker, but he ended up passing.
Mm.
And the day before I went to her house, I went to my friend's house, and she has a Ouija board. And I knew nothing about it, but she told me about it once before we played, so I still decided to play.
Mm.
And someone reached out to me, and it was an ancestor. He gave me his name, and it was James. And he said he was a granddad. So I was like, okay, cool. So I didn't think nothing of it. So the next day, I go to my aunt's house, and it's time to go to bed. So I went to bed, and I slept in the same bed with my sister. And she was laying literally like right next to me.
Mm.
So I go to sleep, and I had sleep paralysis. I guess that's what it's called. And I was like, I knew I was asleep because
I could see and hear everything, but I couldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like something was like sitting on top of me, like choking me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I felt pressure on my stomach, and at the time I was pregnant, and you'll hear about that later on in the story too. So at the time I was pregnant, and it felt like something was choking me, and I couldn't move,
Mm-hmm.
and I could hear and see everything. It sounded like something was just beating on the walls around me, and it was a closet that was in a corner across from the bed, and it looked like a shadow that was like as tall as the ceiling, and it had white eyes. And I started having stomach pain because I was pregnant. I went to the doctor later on that week when I left her house, and they asked me, had I been like, doing any that type of activities, or has anybody been sitting on my stomach? And I was like, no. But I knew I had sleep paralysis like the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And they told me it looked like somebody had been pressing on my stomach, and I had bruises on my neck as well from when I was being choked during the sleep paralysis. And I just wanted to know, what do y'all think that was? Because that's the same room that he died in, my granddad. That's the same room he died in.
I think that you absolutely accidentally opened a portal, and that was not your granddad that came through, and that was a low vibrational dirty D word. And I believe you because, baby, I've had the same thing happen to me where I feel like I'm being choked out and I'm fighting for my life, like to the point where it be so close where I feel like I'm going to die if I don't hurry up and wake up. So
yes,
it was so scary. So like it's bad. Never play with a Ouija board. I think I have a video on here. It literally is called "Don't Fuck with Ouija Boards."
Yes, like it was
Side eyes
so
the Ouija
bad.
board.
I had problems sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I had problems sleeping, and my sister was laying right next to me. And when I woke up, she was like, "I didn't hear nothing. She didn't see nothing." And I'm like, so I was just laying here being choked. Like I couldn't. Like it felt so bad. It felt like I was dying. I don't know what that was. Literally, like it sounded like I was hearing laughing, but it was like an evil laugh, and all the walls that's in the room, it sounded like he was like something beating on all the walls around me. And when I looked, because my eyes was open, I could hear everything. It was a tall shadow in the corner just looking, and I was just there, and my sister was asleep the whole time.
Listen, don't play with you already know. But thank you so much for
thank
calling
you so much
in.
for your call. That
has happened to me.
That's an intense number.
Yeah.
Or an intense story, I should say.
I have been having sleep paralysis since I was 12, bro. So it's like
I think, and I use this term as a figure of just talking, but thank goodness I've never had that problem.
Really?
Never.
Not even once.
The only time I had, and I don't like dreaming because I can't, like, I have a real problem with not being able to control things. That's my problem. But so my previous job, I was extremely depressed. I have depression, runs in my family. I was diagnosed, thankfully, when I started going to I had a job that paid for benefits, and I was able to go see a therapist and a psychologist and all that. And, it helped, but I started taking medication. I was on 20 milligrams of Lexapro a day. It's a lot. A high dosage.
Yeah.
And when I was on it, I started having super like weird but like vivid dreams, and I did not like it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Eventually, when I started, I was able to I took myself off of it, and I've been fine since. But it was not a fun experience. That's the closest I think I've ever been to like sleep paralysis kind of thing.
No, I've literally squared up with. I told you that.
You've told me a lot. Yeah, but yeah, no, you've definitely told me.
The people that know, y'all know. Which is so crazy to talk about depression. That also can be a low vibrational spirit sometimes, you know? So.
Yes. All right, George, who is the
next caller is going to be 7528.
7528.
Make sure you guys like the live stream so we keep getting pushed. Share it to your friends.
Please share.
I just shared it to my uncle. I'm like, you need to listen to some of these calls. I'm not even kidding. That text was sent. Caller, you're in the room.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, welcome
Okay, so
in.
thank you. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I've come from a long line of witches,
Mm-hmm.
and also on the other side of my family, they're Christians.
Mm-hmm.
I have been seeing things since I was a little girl. My grandmother used to see things. She used to talk to spirits and stuff all the time. Anyway, I had a boyfriend, and I would go to his house because I never saw anything in his house. I never experienced any weird feelings. I can see auras as well. His aura was always, bright, colorful. Never anything that made me feel uncomfortable.
Right.
Me and him have gotten into quite a few arguments and disagreements recently. It's been pretty rough, and we've kind of been separated back and forth. But the last time I went to his house, there was something there, and it was dark, and it kept showing itself to me over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
The last time that it did, he got kind of angry, and I ended up leaving.
Mm-hmm.
He called me on the phone. He tried to calm down and everything, but I could feel his energy through the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if, I guess my question is that something I just need to stay away from? Because I feel like it was never there before, and ever since all of this argument and disagreement has been coming about, it's like, I don't know, this is the first time I've been to his house since then, and this energy was so strong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I've been praying for him and, things like that, but I don't see it going away. And is there a way that I can help, or should I just leave him alone?
Well, I would say you need to seek divination, which could be a reading or a reading, basically. You are picking up on a low vibrational spirit that's attaching itself to him at times, and that's why he's able to kind of come back down after these arguments. Anytime, and this is for anyone that's listening, anytime you are arguing with your significant other, or it just seems like a lot of chaos in your house, it doesn't even have to be with your lover. It's time to cleanse, because more than likely there's something in your house that's causing all that low vibrational energy, and you saw it, so you know what it is. It's really up to you. If you don't want to seek a reading, you have to make the decision to be like, okay, I'm either going to deal with this and try to help, or I'm out. I'm done. So it's up to you.
I've cleaned my own home, and I'm a reader myself, so I do pull out my tarot cards and read myself sometimes.
Ashe.
Yes, but I don't want to just leave him hanging. So should I offer to help cleanse his home?
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that if you really feel like this is not him and this is this entity that kind of sits on the back of his neck at times, especially if it's recently. I would definitely recommend doing a cleansing for him, at least for his house. I mean, I would dunk him in a tub and do one of those too.
Well, thank you so much for your call. We do have to let you go at this point, where we are going to move on to the next caller.
Thank you so much, love.
Yes, thank you so much for your call, though. The calls, I mean, they just keep getting, they keep getting better and better.
This should be real. Everybody ain't lying, saying they seeing things and sleep paralysis. It's just crazy.
All right, George, who's our next caller?
Next caller is going to be 7621. 7621.
7621. You'll press *6 to unmute.
Somebody just commented saying best chat show. Oh, we have caller in the room.
Caller, you're in. Hello. It sounds loud where you are.
Yes, this is Vladimir. I'm calling you from Durango resort. I'm vacationing here in Las Vegas.
Oh, you're in Las Vegas.
Wow, you're pretty close then, it sounds like.
Yes. I was told that maybe you could offer me some assistance. I have a very unusual problem that I need help with. I hope possibly they tell me bizarre junkies could help. Yeah?
Yes.
You help?
Yep.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. You are experts in many things, yes?
You could say that, sure.
Okay, I have a very unusual problem. How you say? I am interested in many different things, and I have different hobbies, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the hobbies that I would like to, how you say in American, partake. Is that
Yeah, that's
saying?
that's the right word.
Okay, yes, that's sorry. My English is not very good, so thank you for your patience. Okay, so basically what I want to do is I'm looking to buy a wolf, yes?
A wolf?
A wolf, like a wild dog.
Okay, a wolf. Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay, so I like to buy a wolf,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to how you say? I would like I saw an American movie many years ago that I thought was interesting. It's called The Werewolf. And so my thought is I would like to purchase wolf. If you could help me locate wolf, and then I need wolf to bite me because I wish to become werewolf.
Okay, all right.
So I can howl because I want to be able to howl at the moon. So is this something bizarre? Why you laugh? What's this funny?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's just an unusual type of call we get. Sorry,
I think
no offense,
I know.
Wyatt.
Are you guys some sort of scam or are you legit? Because I was told that the Bazaar Junkie could help me, you know?
I'm legit. I know a guy that knows a guy, and
I'm
he
looking right now.
He breeds werewolves.
Okay, perfect. This is perfect because I already very hairy, so I feel like I have how you say like wolf-like tendencies.
Gotcha.
And I just think I need what you say the DNA of wolf to be in my body, and then I can become werewolf. No?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you gonna go to London as well and be like werewolf in London?
That would be.
Yes, I see this movie. I am a fan of this movie. I know this movie that you speak of.
Okay.
And I'm a fan of this movie. So if you could help me purchase werewolf, so werewolf can bite me, and then I become werewolf would be great.
I got you.
One of my comrades from Homeland just showed up. So this is my friend Nick. Introduce yourself. I'm on telephone. I'm sorry. I come back to you in moments. I come back to you in one moment. I on telephone. I come back in one moment. Yeah. No. Introduce yourself though. Yeah. I'm sorry. So yes. Do you know how much these wolves cost? How much does wolf cost?
They cost about $40,000. The person that I know is purebred from Transylvania werewolf, though. You're gonna get the highest purebred of werewolf bites you can get. $40,000.
When you say 40 grand, I don't know the currency of grand. What is grand?
40,000 USD, United
what
States
currency
dollar.
Do you need, sir?
$40,000.
Yes.
This is a very, very classy wolf. No, this is incredible wolf.
Very.
Are you Russian by any chance, sir?
Yes. Well, I'm from Chernobyl.
Ukrainian. Okay.
Chernobyl.
So the ruble.
On the border. Yes.
Yeah. So you're looking at about 3.6 million rubles.
Look, he found them.
We have it on the screen. We have the wolves for sale right there.
No, that sounds fantastic. Do you guys offer financing? Does the financing go through the Bazaar Junkies? How does this work?
Yeah. So through Bazaar Junkies, you could do a 6-month 900% APR or APY, excuse me. But we get it to you next day, Wolf.
I don't know what APR is.
You know
I don't know what you speak
a firm is? Or paper?
Yeah, we have a firm. Do you ever use a firm?
No, I don't know what this is. No, I don't know what you speak of. Okay, we work out the details later. Listen, I'm being rude to my company. If you could send me pictures and nice video of this wolf.
Yes.
And then I can discuss with my wife because all big decisions must go through my wife.
Yes.
Yes.
My wife.
Okay, because she says to me, the way this all started is she told me she was listening to Duran Duran song, Hungry Like the Wolf. And she says, that is me, Vladimir. That is me. I am hungry like the wolf. I want you to fuck me like wolf. And so,
all right,
like,
all right,
sir. Thank you so much for your call. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next caller. Wow, what a call. What a call.
He crossed the line there.
Bring back the other caller so she can talk about George being shirtless.
Listen. That she was borderline. I was about to cut it. It was so much love. I was being showered with affection. The stories, man. We need some scary stories. That was pretty funny though.
That was. All right, I guess George, we'll go ahead and move on to the next caller.
Next caller's last 4 digits, 6256. 6256.
And remember, for callers, when you call in, email us. It's in my chat. I'll put it in Noah's chat as well. When you call in, email us your name and your address so our partners over at Ape Water can send you a case entirely for free of Ape Water.
Yes. So if you call in, make sure you remember this water is free. It's a case. It's fancy, and it tastes really good.
And it's canned, so no microplastics.
Mm-hmm.
Save the turtles.
Save the turtles.
6256, star 6 to unmute yourself. 6256. Probably still rolling on the floor laughing, to be honest.
Yes, all the comments, you can tell how delayed it is.
Yeah.
They
said wolves are at Mount Charleston. We should have told
Are they?
Vladimir.
I was just there not that long ago. I was trying to find Bigfoot the other day.
Gosh,
What?
These are the-
Am I not allowed to have hobbies?
We have.
Caller, you
Hello,
are
you're
in the room.
call.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Hey there.
Hey. I never thought I would get through. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. I wanted to tell you guys a story and try to get some of your feedback. And it's going to sound a little crazy, but it's something that happened to me back in 2020. Mm-hmm. Later on, I was told it was like, oh, you experienced like a spiritual awakening. I don't know. So, growing up, I've always been able to hear and see. As I got old, and then I would be able to see like a person's aura, stuff like that. As I got older, it kind of went away. So long story short, I was in the hospital back in 2020 for my potassium levels. I had to get a blood transfusion. Upon being discharged, like an hour later, like I started seeing and hearing things. Like people, like I was hearing voices like coming through the TV, and it was just weird. I was seeing people that my family members were telling me weren't there, and so at first I was like, okay, maybe I'm having a psychotic break. So it really scared me. So I ended up going to another hospital that very next day. The police ended up taking me there. I called the police to come get me because I was terrified of the things that I was seeing. So they took me back to the hospital. Upon going there, I'm sorry, I'm nervous.
No,
so my
you're fine.
breathing is a little okay. So upon going to the hospital, like on our way there, I was actually witnessing the officers speaking to each other telepathically, like without moving their mouth. I thought that was a part of what was going on. So when I got out of the car, I told them, I said, I can hear exactly what you guys just said. And I repeated back to him exactly what I heard. And he looked at the other officer and he said, you hear that? She can hear us. She heard exactly what we just said and she just told me. He was like, who's going to believe her? Make her sign the waiver and we're going our way. So he made me sign the waiver. The other police officer walked off and he was like, basically the waiver, I thought it was like for me to go to court or something like that. But the waiver, what he said to me was, you can't tell anybody about anything you witnessed or heard. And basically sign that paperwork or else. And so basically I was just wondering, like, it's a whole long story because I ended up going to another hospital after that. Like, it's a wild story, but I only have 3 minutes. But basically, after that, I was still able to hear a little stronger than what I've normally been able to hear. And it was like multiple people all at once. So I learned how to kind of tune it out and just block it. It just like not right now. Or, I would just say like not right now, like just stop it. And it would kind of like dissipate or go away. And it would be times where I couldn't control it. But later on, I went to a spiritual person that I deal with and told them, the story. And knowing them for years and them knowing me, they were actually telling me that, I was just as. What do you guys think?
Okay, so for one, that's happened to me, Loki. Hospitals are always like spiritual hubs. Do you realize? Like, think about how many people die in hospitals.
That is true. It's got to be like an airport.
No, it is. It's absolute. That's the best. Oh, that was good. An airport.
Yeah.
An airport.
Yeah. Arrival and departure.
I just be coming up with things.
Just be coming up with shit. You be spitting. I was in, and I know that we probably have another caller, but I was in a hospital room with my mom. My mother had a stroke a couple years ago, and I brought her food and all that other stuff, and I fell asleep in the recliner next to her, and all of a sudden I hear 1,000,001 voices. I was having what I assumed was sleep paralysis.
Wow.
Right. So then all of a sudden I can hear my dad's voice out of all these. My dad's been dead since 2012. Okay.
So a minute.
Yeah. So a minute. And he's like telling me the thing that tries to attack you, it likes to sit by your desk in your office.
Oh no. Okay.
And so then I start hearing all these voices, and then I look up, I open my eyes, and there is a stark gray looking white man with a Stanford hoodie on in my face, transparent as hell.
A Stanford, like the university.
Yes.
Okay.
And he was looking at me, and he was like amused that I could see him. I must have jumped out of my skin. So it doesn't surprise me. Hospitals are haunted as fuck.
Yeah. I've never had a fun time in a hospital. I had to go to one recently. An ER room for my little one a few weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, he's good now. It was something we could fix there and then, but it was but it's never nobody's ever like, let me just go to the ER today. Let me just go to the hospital. I can't wait.
I love staying in the well. Whenever I have my babies, it was always fun because we got steak and colossal shrimps and this big dinner. And
we didn't get that. We got she got a bundt cake.
Yeah,
a whole bundt cake.
Yeah, they gave me a cake for each of my kids and a bottle of sparkling cider and this fancy ass dinner. So
yeah, I mean, we wanted In-N-Out, so I was like. No. I got it imported. I had people. I had connections. So just a reminder to everybody, you do not have to pay anything to call in whatsoever. But those calls, you get 3 minutes. George, can you play the sound real quick? When you hear this sound, that means it's time to go ahead and start wrapping up the call.
I can barely hear it whenever I'm on the call though.
Oh, I can hear it every time. So it's a terrifying grandfather clock striking 4.
Yeah.
What's the significance of the number 4? Is there anything?
444. I don't really know if there's a significance. If you see it in an angel number repetitively, then yes. Because I like odd numbers.
Okay.
3, 7, 9.
1.
Yeah, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm over here trying to scare him.
Yeah, you're over here trying to. I'm gonna not be able to sleep tonight. So.
That's okay.
What we got? Who we have next, George?
So we have call-in user _1. I've been waiting for this one here.
Okay.
Call-in user _1. I believe *6 to unmute yourself. In your case, I'm not sure if you're calling in from a desktop. But I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Call-in user 1. Caller, you're in the room.
Hello?
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 Up there you are, yes.
Hello?
Hey there.
Oh, could you go ahead and mute your TV for us really quick, please, and thank you?
Okay.
Perfect. Hello, welcome in.
Greetings. I'll make it brief. My children were maybe 3 and 4,
Mm-hmm.
and a transparent. I called it the Sandman. It looked like a man outline filled with sand, but it was only sand.
Mm.
And it's floating over my daughter and my son and I. The people who came in, we were on a vacation, a resort, like a conscious retreat, like, a Black conscious retreat, herbal and all these things.
Yes.
And a woman kept trying to hold my daughter in the day, and I kept telling her no. And the people said they heard my children screaming, and this woman had knocked me out and was holding my breastfeeding daughter.
What the heck?
And I'm found with all my clothes buckled over the bed, knocked out. I don't know how I lost consciousness, how she broke into the room that was locked. And this thing, the people said that they saw this thing floating over us. And it was the same thing that I remember seeing as a 7-year-old. And I lied to my younger brother, and I told him so he wouldn't be scared. He was 5, that that's the Sandman. But it used to come into my room as a child, and it would be hovering. And I did not know if it was a guardian. It did not harm me. But I would like to ask you about shadows. You would call it a shadow, but you could see it. It was transparent, and it came from the middle of the house and out through the window, but it hovered over us. And maybe another time, a couple years later, it scratched me. It sliced my thigh all the way from the knee to the middle part. It was like a good 10-inch slice. I still have it. Now it's only 4 inches. But my brother and I were together again. We're older now, like 9 and 7. But we saw the shadow go from the walls. It could only go on the wall. And it was like it was a black shadow. Like, we were not allowed to watch scary movies. I did not have anything other than a vampire in my mind. It was something I never saw on TV. So it actually reached out and touched me. Like I've never come with a scar or blood except from a dream. But here I am in waking state with my brother, and this shadow comes over to us and slices me to blood.
Oh my God.
In front of me and my brother. And it's still there, the scars. So I'm asking you really a question. I'm asking you to please tell me, what is this that is floating over me in my childhood and floating over my daughter, and has got the Illuminati knocking me out and chasing and blackmailing to kill people. Now my daughter is being held hostage. She is held hostage. She has never experienced high school. It's not fair.
Where are you from?
The U.S. government. Say again?
Where are you from, like, originally?
I was raised in California. Yes, I'm a Black person from the Caribbean, but I'm raised in California.
Okay, because I asked
two
that.
Black parents from America, a grandfather from the Caribbean, but I'm from America. I'm a math teacher. I was raised in California, went to school in Atlanta. My body has been in America for 2/3 of my life.
Okay. That sounds like something that somebody, first of all, I would consider that a D word for sure. All right. But it almost sounds like it's some kind of generational, something that was conjured up. It doesn't sound like the average, low level, low vibrational D word. It sounds like this is something that somebody threw on lineages. That's why I asked, where are you from? Originally, like, where are your people from? Because a lot of people don't realize that somebody could really cross your family, your kids, everybody that you love for generations and generations and generations, and send the same entity. There's no way that there's this type of D word that is following you from childhood and now preying on your children. That's why I asked, like, where are you from? I would definitely seek divination, but something in the African spirituality realm.
Of course. I mean, that's what my roots are. That's what I'm going to do. I know that you have, what do you call that? Hands-on experience. So I'm asking you, like, I asked my godmother already, what is this? It's something that I haven't seen with anyone else that I have assisted.
Yeah.
And my mother, something happened to where she's out of her body, and she actually tried to punch my newborn baby out of my belly, and my brother had to beat down our own mother. Police came. This is someone who works for the government. My mother works for the federal government, and she actually tried to beat my aunt. She's like, "Give me this baby." I mean, she really did this. And my brother actually beat our own mother like a dope fiend. Like, he's got hands. He beat up the police. So, but he couldn't believe she was really doing this. And other people had to, I mean, like the police couldn't even believe it. Like, she was not, what I'm trying to say is the things that have happened to my body while the baby was inside, it's unbelievable that she lived. And now they're holding her hostage, and it's not fair. That I have a child that has been torn from her father and her mother and has been threatened that they would kill her brother if she leaves. Like, she has snuck and gotten calls to me, and I really just want help for my poor daughter. I've got grown-ass Masonic men, Che Malik Bo, that he's connected to the police in the Bay Area. He's infiltrated the Black Panthers, sent somebody with HIV to beat me almost to death and rape most of the Black Panthers and has given them AIDS. We are being pursued, so they are giving me death threats. They are watching my daughter, and the government is like, yes, let's see what powers she can sprout. So these men have lied to the government, told them that my daughter has superpowers so that they can force me to do whatever is their bidding. And they're saying, we're going to rape your daughter if you don't do juju for us. And my daughter is in harm's way. And I have gone already to the FBI. And of course, the FBI is the wrong people to do this. But if I've got the police in tandem in the back pocket of a drug pusher, Che Malik Bo, and he has actually been able to rape. He's murdered his wife. She's in the grave. A Black conscious school teacher. He beat her to death. The whole community knows. So when we are living in America that enables dirty cops or any Black man that's on drugs to hand over the women that they think has power so that white men can game rape us, we don't have any help. So, sister, I'm saying in a world where the white man is allowed to have that and rape our kids, I'm terrified for what these monkeys will do to my daughter, and she is being held captive right now, and I would like your assistance. And when you look me up, or not even look me up, when you do divination on me, I am willing to assist you if you help me with my babies. I am a mother, and I'm only pleading because I'm scared.
Listen,
and my daughter is scared.
I can't do the proper First of all, this is above my pay rank because I am not initiated. I'm not there yet, baby. But I will say this. It sounds like there is some kind of spiritual attack on your lineage, something that somebody started this a long time ago, and it needs to be broken. I would definitely consult with a babalawo, and you said you have your spiritual guidance, but
he's actually, he's monitored phones and he has threatened 2 babalawos already. He's actually had the feds contact the babalawos and threatened them. And they have removed their hand from assisting me. So I'm capable of putting people down. I'm capable of putting down dirty cops that rape kids. I'm capable of doing a lot of things, but my mother is more powerful than me. That is just the truth. She is wicked, and she is twice my age, and she's been doing this juju. That's how a Black woman gets into federal government, because she's able to give away or betray her own people. So that's where she's in the position. She's more evil. White people will not accept Black people into the government unless they're willing to give kids or harm the other Black families. So we don't have anybody gunning for us. I'm not initiated, but I'm more powerful than any of the so-called initiated people in the Bay Area. They tell me so. Like, when there's a child murder, they bring me in. And I'm not even old. I'm your age. So
yeah, I definitely...
I've been known since I was a child. Everybody knew who I was since I was a child. I was chaperoned by government officials since I was a child. And it's because they know what I am. And so now they're assuming that they don't even have a birth certificate for my daughter. I birthed her myself. Don't even have a birth certificate. Didn't even bury her placenta in America. Like, I'm not stupid, but I'm thinking that there's got to be some of us that are real and have real elders. Like, I'm thinking that you have, like, you're young like me, fine, but we know people. We have elders that have and I'm saying, for a child's sake, can someone not be selfish and care? Because I would love to return the favor. I would love to bless you. However, if you have a family member, something, let me help you. But please help mine. That's all I'm asking.
Unfortunately, I come from I'm the first generational spiritualist in my family. And everything that I've learned is from Babalawo. That's what I'm saying. But I do have to go. But email me, whatever the case is.
But I will email you.
Yes, email me, because if I can connect you with my Babalawo, my godfather, then we can't, that'll help. So I appreciate you calling in and telling your story. I really do.
Look for the black power. Look for the black power emoji. That will be mine when I email you.
Ashe, thank you so much.
Boom. Ashe. All right, hold on.
Wow.
I'll give us a second here.
Yeah, that call got really heavy really quick.
Yeah, and I want the chat. I understand y'all don't, I want everybody to be respectful because a lot of the things that she was saying, I have not heard, or I have heard. That's not anything that's new to me. Okay. Let me just put that out there. It may sound outlandish. It may sound like this is just beyond what you can believe, but we are on the Bizarre Junkies. And some of the stuff that she was saying, I have heard before. So let's be kind in these comments. You never know what somebody is going through. So.
Yes. But she did, in a lighter note, inspire my merch.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do one on. She was talking about Sandman, and I've heard about Sandman before.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to do one on Sandman before the end of the show.
Yeah, it comes down to a point where sometimes worldly and spiritual warfare, they merge. They merge. And she said a lot of stuff that I know for a fact to be true. So, but yeah, thank you so much again for calling in, my love.
Thank you. I let that one run because, that's...
Yeah,
it deserved it. It definitely deserved it because that was a new
It was a new topic. It was a new call, but also I think she just needed to really.
She needed help.
She needed to get it out there.
Yeah.
And I get it, and that's why I will always tell my followers on TikTok when I go live or when I'm on here, if I don't know how to help someone or if I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know. Especially since she's already reached out for spiritual help. So, it's very, very touchy.
And then if there's anybody in your circle if there's anybody in your circle that may be able to provide her with assistance, make sure you still send an email.
Yeah,
to the Black Cauldron so we can connect you guys. So
that
we could assist because at the end of the day, we should be helping each other.
Yeah, and that's just in the beginning and end. Please email me if you're still on here. I'm not sure if I see you in the comments, but email me because you never know what resources somebody has. I could be a help.
Absolutely, and we want to create a community here that helps everybody. So that's what we're kind of about here, but also telling more stories. So George, who do we have next up on the call list?
We have 7559. 7559 *6 to unmute yourself. Caller, you're in the room.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Welcome in.
You guys hear me good?
Yes. Thank you for calling in.
Oh,
welcome.
Hello. Thank you. I watch you all the time, too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I had a little situation. So I grew up Christian. My dad was a pastor. My mom's an evangelist. But I'm a dreamer. I have a lot of dreams, and they can come very accurate since I was a child. So when I would dream about this lady all the time when I was 14, but she almost seemed like a guide, so I wouldn't get into any trouble. So then I stopped seeing her when I was 16. Fast forward, my father passed away. I'm 28, and so I moved in with my mother to help her out. During that time, she was ready to go too because they were married for 40 years. So one night I came home from partying, and I went to sleep, but the next morning I didn't remember anything, and my mom was sitting there asleep. And she told me, she was like, I don't know what happened to you last night, but you were talking to me with a French accent. She said, and you went into the cabinet and drug me into the kitchen and started pulling down all these seasonings, accents, the sugars, and everything, and said, girl, what's wrong with you with this accent? And I was fussing at her and telling her, you need to walk, you need to do this. And she said it scared her. And so for days, my mom was scared of me. And so I was like, maybe I need to pray, oh my God. So after that, she stopped doing all the salt, all the sugars and everything. And now, that was 9 years ago. Now she doesn't have diabetes anymore. She doesn't take any more blood pressure medication. She's her health has reversed. But I've never gotten into the ancestor thing. I kind of sense that she was an ancestor, but I'm not quite sure. So I don't know where to start. Like, where would someone start if they were Christian and they need to, like, look into this?
I would say deconstruct what you know to be true and factual, because a lot of what a spiritualist practice is necromancy, and that is a sin. Okay, so it's about literally wiping away what you know to be true, what you have been told. Your ancestors are not demonic. You have to and you can't feel bad about it either. Deconstructing Christianity is it's challenging. But setting up a space where you can talk with them, calling them in. I teach a lot about ancestor veneration, or just kind of communing with them on Patreon. But they are the same type of people that they were in life on the other side, and they want to be treated just as such. Introduce yourself. They are people, they know you very well, but it's just good to be like, hey, my name is such and such. I am trying to communicate. Go in slowly, start off slowly, and just build it up. Meditating, journaling, learning things about your ancestors, that will help tremendously. Okay? Excuse me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in tonight. We really appreciate you calling in. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next caller.
Our next caller is going to be the last four digits, 1241. 1241. Star 6 to unmute yourself. Caller,
Hello?
you are in the room. Yep.
I want to say hi to Noah. I love her channel.
Thank you, love. Hello.
Hi. I'm very nervous. So one time, my mom told me, I don't know how long ago, and she was in the bathtub with her cousin, and she said the house started shaking. I'm trying to speed this up because I know I don't have a lot of time. So her aunt got her cousin and her out of the tub and put a towel on them, put them in the closet, and an entity came in the house. And she said her aunt was saying Bible verses, out of the Bible. Mm-hmm. And she said she doesn't really know what happened. And I would want to ask you, Noah, what do you think happened? And she said when the entity came in, the house started shaking and it felt like it was moving and everything else.
Yeah, that happens when I notice it happens whenever you have something that's super low vibrational. And in all actuality, the house probably wasn't shaking. They just wanted to give that razzle dazzle.
Yeah,
D words are weird like that, in fear, because whenever you're dealing with low vibrational energies like this, they feed off of fear. I promise. And this is to everybody in my comments. If you ever encounter that kind of energy, square up with it. Literally square up with it. It will diminish so quick. It does not like the beef. It just feeds off of fear. It's like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, my mom tells me where protection crystals, she gets mad at me sometimes when I don't use the crystals that she's got in me and stuff. And honey, she will get on me about all of that stuff, wearing my crystals, my necklaces that she's bought me. She will get on me about it. And then I'm going to have one more quick story about what happened to me and my mom. We were asleep, she said, and I got out straight out of the bed, opened the curtains, and I looked up to the sky, to the moon or whatever, and I was laughing, talking, and I got right back in the bed. She tried to wake me up, and I had no memory of it. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened.
I literally, like I said, y'all need to cleanse. Just make sure that you aren't inviting. And when I say not inviting, don't talk. I don't say the D word in my house, but don't give it any more attention than what it deserves. Acknowledge it and be whatever. Because possession and all that other stuff is a thing. It really is. Because that's not sleep. You're not a sleepwalker normally, and that's not something you would do whenever you sleepwalk. So cleanse and keep the space like the energy clear.
Yeah, and I live with my dad, and I'm not gonna lie, my room is very, very, very messy. And yeah.
Yes.
And when like school and stuff, I get very like stressed, and especially when I go into my room. So I try to take a breather, you know, get me a snack, living room, calm down and stuff, because his house has like lots of negative energy. Not gonna lie, my mom's told me about it too.
Yes.
And I can feel it.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, thank you.
I would highly recommend clean your room and smudging and all that good stuff. But thank you so much for calling in again.
You're welcome. I love you, Noah, so much.
Thank you so much. I love you too. Thank you so much for all the support. I love my subscribers.
They
and
will
followers.
let you know that they love you. I don't.
Listen.
How do you know you have a Black Cauldron supporter? Because they'll tell you.
Yeah, they're awesome,
and that's not a bad thing. I think it's great that you have such a dedicated following.
Yeah, those are my
Mr.
babies.
Fresh out here just dying.
I know. We have to get him on one day.
He's technically already on.
Kind of on, but kind of off.
Yeah.
I kind of like him. I almost kind of like him as like a faceless figure that George is creeping towards.
I was about to say, where are we going?
Should I come up?
Oh no!
Hey,
they can't.
On this one, is this my camera?
No, that one's not on.
Oh.
No. I'm keeping you hidden for right now.
No. They have to. They have to.
Mystere.
Yeah, we have to keep them here before we reveal who
the man behind the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shouldn't talk about mirrors.
I know, especially since this wall
to your left,
the man behind the screen.
Well, because this wall wasn't here before.
Yeah.
So this wall here, though, was the mirror.
And now I can see where it used to be a mirror.
No, that's actually from our old shelves.
Oh, I was about to say
we
you
didn't
can honestly
do that
see.
bad of a job covering up when we first moved in. We had to change out shelves.
You know what? We need to cleanse. Do we have anybody in queue?
Yes, we do. We have 6436. 6436. Star 6 to unmute yourself. And while that caller's unmuting themselves, I'm telling you right now, you want to hit the call lines. Hit the call lines. Caller, you're in the room.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you mute your TV, please?
Yes, here I come. 1 second, right now.
She's hustling. She's getting to it. She said, I got to make sure my call gets through.
Right.
Just dove over the couch.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I have 2 stories, but I have one for next week.
Okay.
One story where I woke up for 2 days, but I was still asleep. So sorry.
Uh-oh, can you hear me okay?
Where's my remote? Girl,
She said, I'm trying to get it together. Just give me 1 second.
There it goes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I have one story. All right. So I'm big on energy. Like I'm very like intuitive. Like so much so that I can almost like I can't seem to be like in a room full of people. I stay by myself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So my first experience that I'm gonna tell you this week is when I was 11, and I used to go to. It was a mother of our church. I used to go to church a lot, and we call her Nanny. Mm-hmm. So we would take turns going to her house. So when I got to her house, it was always this eerie feeling. So when she would put me to sleep. She would let me go to sleep in this room, but I always felt something. So she had a dog, and we would lock the dog in the basement. And the latch was like on the top of the door. But every morning, I would stay for like a week. Every morning we get up, and the basement door was open, and the dog would be under the bed snoring.
Mm-hmm.
So this one particular time, my nanny, being a mother of the church, she went in the bathroom, and she wanted to take a shower. Well, when she took her shower, y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we're listening. I'm like envisioning. It's like a movie.
So I looked up, and there was a little boy standing in front of me, and he was real transparent. But this little boy, he had a smile on his face, but because he was unalive, and his smile, he was so scary. He was so still, but his smile was still. And he was, it's like he was happy that I saw him. And I always knew he was there. So I blinked, and and until I turned my head, and I was so frozen, so scared. So I turned my head, and I turned back around, and he was gone. So I tried to tell my Mimi, but nobody would believe me. So that's my story.
I believe you. Okay,
You believe me?
I believe you, because sometimes ghosts, spirit is very. They pick who they want to reveal themselves to, and sometimes it's not even that they pick. Like, most people don't see them anymore, so whenever they see you looking at them and they looking at you, and they realize, oh shit, she can see me. It's like, okay.
But he kept doing stuff. Yeah. And he kept doing stuff. But see, the thing about it was he looked like he had on a plaid shirt and some overalls. But this is the kicker. She had a grandson. His name was JR. And he used to come to church. He looked the spitting image of her grandson, but from another time. Exactly like him. That was the crazy part. So I don't understand that. I just never will. So.
Right.
I'm in my 40s now, but it's like yesterday. So thank you.
No, you are fine. I'm curious to know if she had a which I'm gonna wrap it up, I promise. But I'm curious, did she ever have a miscarriage in her life? Because sometimes the baby.
Yeah, that was her grandson. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And they lived at the end of the block. But that wasn't him. It was somebody, maybe it was his great-grandfather. I don't know. They looked exactly alike. It was creepy. But,
well, thank you for sharing. We're going to talk next week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I got the other story next week. Bye-bye.
Okay. Talk to you next week.
We got people planning out their weeks ago. Now, I know this story will do good this week. The next story will do good next week.
Yep. We appreciate it. We love to hear it.
Eventually, we'll have themed weeks.
We may need to start doing that. We may need to start doing like, okay, I want to hear your UFO stories. Okay, I want to hear your ghost stories. Okay, I want to hear your cryptid stories. I'm waiting for somebody to call in and say that they saw Mothman. Like that would.
Oh yeah, Mothman. Listen, I was watching this YouTube, or not a YouTube, but a TikTok video, and it's scary. It scared me low key.
Mothman?
Yes.
Like the prophecies and how he's always around right before a major event happens.
And I was just like, don't you even think about it, 2024. Don't think about it. Because we are already starting off in very weird energy. The veil is not even there. It's non-existent.
We got a Sandman story today.
Yeah?
We did get a Sandman story.
Yeah.
Because I almost kind of put Sandman under the same realm as like shadow people.
Yeah.
Or the Hat Man.
Yeah.
Where it's more of like a paranormal thing, more of like a psychological, spiritual thing, as opposed to like cryptids is like, it's supposed to be like something there.
Yeah.
No, they can be paranormal. Like, Bigfoot has been said to be able to like be interdimensional and stuff like that.
Did you see the TikTok video where the guy said that he had Bigfoot's head frozen and it was passed down to him by his dad?
No, but you should find that video and send it to me because I'm going to ask him to be on the show. You don't get to make a claim like that and then not come on.
No, he showed it, and I was like, "What?
What? He showed it?"
So his dad supposedly killed Bigfoot years and years before. His dad cut up Bigfoot and put him in the freezer, and he froze him. And whenever he died, this is one of the things he inherited. And I looked at it, and he was unthawing it, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" It very well could have been Bigfoot, and I don't believe that there's just one.
No. There's definitely not. The Sasquatch researcher we had said that he sees several of them in the Colorado area.
Yeah.
We have a chatter in your chat who's asking, "What is Mothman?" Mothman is a.
I was gonna tell you. Go ahead, take it.
Do we have him? Is he?
Is he in here?
Oh no, I think he's in Studio C. So Mothman is a cryptid, which a cryptid is it's supposedly like a supernatural creature. Mothman in particular is a humanoid creature with wings that has two bright red eyes, and it's mostly seen in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And there's a whole movie about it called The Mothman Prophecies. And so it's said that he shows up just before major events happen.
Yeah.
So like there was a bridge that collapsed in West Virginia. He was seen right before, I think a week before that. He was even seen as recently as with 9/11.
Yeah.
Like
and
right around there.
Yeah, and that's why I said 2024 better not even play in my face the way we don't need nothing else. We don't need anything.
Your bingo
else.
card doesn't have anything else on it?
We have nothing else. I wonder, was the Mothman here in Las Vegas whenever Trump won the state of Nevada? Anyway.
Oh, I mean, I don't know about that one, but maybe with like October 1, maybe there was a Mothman sighting, but
yeah.
I don't know. Mothman's like a weird one. Like that's one that you don't see that many. Everybody has like a Bigfoot story. Everybody has an alien story, but not everybody has a Mothman story. So that's one that's definitely.
They said there's definitely Bigfoot family members.
Yes. There. It's a tribe of Bigfoot.
It's a species.
Yes. There we go. It is.
I think it has its own cryptid zoology. Like it has its own zoology name. Like it has its own like animal. Like how like they have Latin names.
How do you give something a name that you've technically never found?
I'm telling you that man.
How do you identify a species?
That man got him in his freezer. I'm about to try to look up that damn video because I said, "What is that?" And he was like, "This is the head," and I was like, "Okay."
This doesn't make any sense though. Because if he had a head in a freezer, wouldn't like the government be all over that? Like, we need a sample. You know what I mean? Like,
they already have samples of Bigfoot. Trust me, around the corner too.
I mean, yeah, we've heard a lot like of people having like plasters of like feet and oh, he's right there actually. He's right there. That's Bigfoot. About to sack. Who is that? Who's the Niner that he's about to sack?
It's Joe Montana.
Joe Montana. Well, I mean, is that a prophecy for how the Super Bowl is going to go?
Yeah, probably.
Everybody is on the same page with that. So Gigantopithecus is the scientific name for the creature that is being associated as being
Bigfoot.
Yeah. Which is it's supposed like the Yeti, the Tibetan Yeti, which is kind of the same thing. So it's a giant ape-like creature from way back.
Yeah, I know we have another call, but I want to find this video for you. I'm gonna send it to you because he was dead ass serious.
Don't they usually associate the name with like the person who finds it though?
No, not always.
No, because usually they have like a genus and species name, and that's what they kind of
makes sense.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot topic.
Bigfoot topic. Yeah, we may have to do a Bigfoot call-in show.
Topics on TikTok are one of the greatest things ever.
She has it right here.
You. He's like part 2.
Do you want to send it to me and I'll send it to George and we can play it on the.
Yeah. See, my father shot Bigfoot and froze him in 1953. Let me go ahead and send this to you now.
Yes.
It's a part 1 and 2.
When was the Patterson? I don't remember off the top of my head. When was the Patterson Gimlin film? 1967. So he has claimed to have had a Bigfoot that was shot before the famous movie came out.
Yeah.
All right.
I sent it to you, and there's a part 2 in the comments.
She did. I'll forward it, George.
It was so like weird. And that's why I said like people, even with our callers, like the lady.
I think we've seen this guy. I think we've played him on the reaction show before.
Even like the lady, everything is not for fake. Like that spaceship that was hovering over the Sapphire.
Oh yeah,
everybody saw that.
We did. Yeah, that was a crazy one. I remember that brought us like we came in on like we were on vacation.
Yeah,
and we came in and talked about that.
Yeah.
George, I sent it to you on admin.
Someone said another spiritualist on YouTube that lives in Vegas. Yes, Kaya. I have to actually hit her up because we were supposed to collaborate. She is here as well.
Yeah, I just commented that.
Yep.
Shy is asking if we've delved into the Jersey Devil before. We do. We actually, on the Bizarre Junkies channel, have a video from our late former partner of the show, Christian. He did a whole episode on the Jersey Devil. I actually remember cutting that in my living room with him.
Yeah.
Watching it. So we did cover Jersey Devil.
Yeah. I'm telling y'all, you need to follow Bizarre Junkie. We talk about the same stuff, just in a different context.
Yeah.
You know, like the supernatural and all that other stuff. Follow them, please, if you are not already following.
George, I think we have the video.
Oh, yes.
I do. Here we are. Here's the video.
My father shot the Bigfoot in 1953. They had to cut it up to get it out of the swamp. I have all the body parts. You can see it has a lot of ice on it. It has remained frozen.
It's like a big pine cone.
Its eyeball there. This is very heavy. It weighs about 120 pounds. So I can't move it by myself. I have to have somebody help me move.
Okay, now in the comments, it's a part 2. And somebody was like, wait, let me just make sure.
Franny, are you in the chat right now? I need Franny, because Franny is a special effects artist. He makes masks and stuff like that. I need him to weigh in. He legit, I almost guarantee you, this isn't a previous Bizarre Junkies Reacts video. Franny, I don't know, my ding 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 was going off on that.
Those teeth were too perfect.
Right.
Yeah, it looked...
For it to be something that's 70 years old.
I am struggling to find
those teeth are whiter than my teeth.
Supposedly we got Walt Disney frozen, but until they show the records on that, I don't believe it.
Gosh.
Hold on. Give me a second here to find this
See how
part.
perfect your teeth were, though? Like, seriously.
It was
That's
flat.
a real Bigfoot.
It's a real
Have a
Bigfoot.
juvenile. Now, what happened back here in this dry creek? That's a real Bigfoot. What happened
I
back
just
here
can't zoom in. That's weird.
That's a real Bigfoot. I also have a juvenile. Now, people keep saying, why does the eyeball look like it's made out of paper? Why does it look like it's flat? First of all, it was frozen for 65 years, you idiots. Look,
He's saying
that's a
on
real
business.
Bigfoot. I also have a juvenile. Now, people keep saying, why does the eyeball look like it's made out of paper? Why does it look like it's flat? First of all, it was frozen for 65 years, you idiots.
That's
He
hilarious.
said, all right, listen here, you yahoos.
Right.
I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm talking
My father
about.
shot the Bigfoot.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
That's honestly, that's
I
real.
don't know. I don't know. Look, I literally looked at it and I was like, what is that? But Franny would be able to tell us because he does this.
Yeah, Franny would look at it. He'd be like, nah, y'all fell for that?
I call BS.
I don't know. I've seen a frozen body.
If you had the juvenile, you would put the juvenile on display with the head. Like, I'm putting everything on the table so I can prove my
I
validity.
would show everything. I'd be like,
Right.
oh, you think I'm lying?
Who just pulls out the head? Like, I'm pulling out the torso, whatever else you got. Pull it all out.
I'm pulling out like the buttocks.
Right.
If you're trying to chop it all, like, let's see a Sasquatch ass.
Yeah.
And then
how many times have you seen an ass this big?
Smacks it, it jiggles like gelatin.
Well, also, it's like you're going to keep it perfectly frozen for all that time. Like, what freezer did you buy in 1960 that
53,
has worked?
That has lasted? You haven't had one power outage?
Right.
Gabrielle said it looks like a bison head. That's a good. Okay.
Hey, back in the 60s, they just had the block of ice. You'd carve it into it and just put it in there.
Right. It was an
You
ice
know
box. Wasn't it an
what?
ice box back then?
Put the head in the
No,
snow.
they had electricity. Now,
They didn't go to school and ring the bell. And
you know what? No, he said this was in 53.
Yeah. Right.
They had, it was like an ice box, but to my understanding, they had refrigerators. It just didn't look like
you know what?
ours.
Hold on. What
Right,
refrigerators?
look it up.
Right. I wasn't born until the 80s, so I can only speak
Yeah.
from that point moving
So
forward.
I'm just like, wait.
The 50s.
They must be way behind us because they're still laughing about him calling everybody idiots.
Yeah, dude, I took that as an insult.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's no way, unless he bought one dedicated to
Right.
Bigfoot, there's no way it's
Right.
fitting in there.
Right.
Even my fridge now, like I got the double door one, that's not fitting in there.
But seriously, who's choosing to freeze Bigfoot's head over steak?
No,
Like,
no
you-
one.
Well, here's the thing. I would in the terms of if I catch Bigfoot, the live call-in show becomes Congress can show up here and they can listen to all the calls before we reveal it.
Do you know how expensive it would be to have 2 refrigerators back in the 50s?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Or even just to kind of add on to that, you are not going to cash out on Bigfoot. I'm sorry. The Bigfoot, you wouldn't put him on display. You just want to keep him and pass him down. Like,
No,
I'm selling that.
no,
I'm selling that.
Especially so he claimed that he killed him in the 50s. The Patterson Gimlin film came out in the 60s. You're not telling me, these dudes just made money from this footage of Bigfoot. I have one.
Right. I don't know. I mean, whatever it is, I do feel like it was frozen for a long time, and I do feel like it's something that is a mammal. Now,
definitely.
Is it Bigfoot? I don't know. His teeth are flat, and the things that have flat teeth, they are
herbivores.
Herbivores,
right.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a carnivore, though, right?
So, not necessarily.
No. You've never heard I've gotten attacked and somebody died from the Bigfoot. You just hear them walking through the woods, minding their business, for real. Listen. Have you ever heard of a Bigfoot attacking someone?
Yeah. But not eating them.
Not eating them, but just
it's like blunt and throwing. They throw rocks.
Can you imagine getting hit in the head with
bro, but it's like getting hit by like a rock like this big by
a boulder.
By like Shohei Ohtani, okay? You're gone.
I got my ass whooped with a 100-year-old tree.
Right.
By Bigfoot.
By Bigfoot, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, how are you going to stop Bigfoot? Really? I mean, like in the 1950s, you going to shoot him with a cannonball? Or like,
Oh my gosh! Not you saying that there wasn't guns.
I know there was guns. Do you think?
What kind of gun has taken down Bigfoot back in the 50s?
Apparently, a hunting rifle.
You're not walking around with it.
He said we're all idiots, so I don't know.
You're right. We spent too long.
We spent too long.
We're too stupid.
Bob in the chat is asking where the callers are. We're letting them pile back in. George, who do we have next?
Next caller is 2630 2630 *6.
Let's hear some actual stories. Not no. I got Bigfoot
in my freezer.
*6 to unmute yourself. 2630 caller. You are in the room.
Hello.
No.
Oh, sorry. We had you muted. I'm so sorry about that. That's a George. George, you got to take your shirt off now to make up for it. Sorry about that, caller. Please continue. Jesus.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm super nervous. This is the first time ever speaking about this story. But just to get started quickly, I used to teach at a school, and it was across the street from a cemetery. And I knew that my office was going to be in the basement, which kind of creeped me out a little bit. So anyway, I started, because I am Christian, I started by doing my own cleanse of the space, because I already felt like some energy was off.
Yeah.
Especially on days where, for example, the school body would be like totally calm. All the students, it would be like a regular day, and all of a sudden they would just turn up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, like there's something happening here. So anyway, during the same time, I also, because I go in and out of my spirituality with being Christian. So at that time also, I was heavily reading my Bible every day faithfully and praying over myself and the student body. Long story short, at that same time, I also got involved with working as a doula. So that involves some other spirituality aspects. And my mom had always told me that I was very sensitive, even as a child, to people's energy. She's like, anywhere I would take you, I always would know whether or not this was a good person or a bad person or whatever. So I've always felt that the majority of my life, but kind of, ignored that part of me, right? So anyway, as I'm getting involved with, doing doula work, I'm taking a couple of herbal medicine classes. And during one of the classes, the woman that was heading it, I didn't speak anything to her. She just automatically knew, who I was, that I was a Christian, and welcome into this space. So first, that's the one thing that kind of creeped me out. Okay. So wow, I didn't even showcase myself. But I started noticing other occurrences that were happening, not only in my place of work, but also when I would ride the subway, because I live in New York City. So there was one time where I was on the subway and I was coming from one of my doula sessions. And at that time, there was a man that was coming through one of the cars. And this kind of scared me away because I was, like I said, I was already feeling very sensitive to a lot of people's energy and feeling a lot of different things around me.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like this man wasn't a regular person. I don't know how I could explain that, but I think he knew that I knew that, and he stopped right in front of me. And all I did was I just prayed so hard to myself. Like, I think he knows I know that he's not just a regular person just roaming the car. Because, you know, New York City is crazy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of different things happening. So after that day, I just shut everything off. I have not dealt with anything because it scared me so much that I didn't know how to handle feeling all the things that I was. I stopped working at that school. I went to something so totally different. And I have a question, like how should a person handle when they could feel different energies of people? I'm nervous, so I know I'm not, like, probably not making a lot of sense. But
No, you're making sense.
How does someone deal with that? Because I'm not sure. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I might want to become
Right.
more.
So this is the thing.
Like, in touch with myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the thing about spirituality. You are either going to walk into spirituality on your own recognizance, or you're going to get jumped in. And when I say jumped in, something's going to happen to you where you're just like, either you're going to go strictly into Christianity or you are going to be a spiritualist. But I rather you make that decision for yourself versus something happening to you that is going to make you, it'll discourage you from doing anything. I will say that if you have that intuition, more than likely there is a little bit more spiritual wise there. I would say pray on hoodoo, because it sounds like you kind of dabble in Christianity and in spirituality, and that's literally what hoodoo is. You know, hoodoo's, they read out the Bible still. We still use Psalms and all that good stuff. So I would say, you know, if you are thinking maybe you want to get in touch with your spiritual side, do so, but don't jump in and out, because that leaves you open for spiritual warfare and attacks. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, and I felt that.
Yeah, but you got this. Don't be afraid. We do this on Patreon all day, every day. There are a lot of people that are very similar like you. So if you're interested, or anybody in the comments interested in Patreon or learning about hoodoo or mixing a little bit of, you know, Bible verses into your spiritual practices, the link is in the description, I believe.
Yeah,
of this video.
I think it is in your description. But thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm trying to see. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Your Patreon link is in there.
Yes.
So, what? Real quick, when you're talking about going back and forth, does that mean like practicing it, then not practicing it, or
Yes.
okay?
It gets very, very dicey whenever you're doing certain things. Like if you're just practicing sometimes, or if you are only doing money spells, please stop that. It's musty and you're gonna fuck yourself up on accident. Or if you are constantly asking and promising your ancestors, spirit guides things and not delivering, or saying, I'll never do this again, and then turning around and doing it again, you have to really stand on business, stand on 10 toes of what you are practicing and believing, because if not, them low vibrational D words will be waiting for you. You know, spirits, they don't play. They're not for play.
They don't seem to play.
No.
A friend of the show who we've mentioned on here. I don't really want to mention it at the moment. But good friend of you and I,
Yeah.
who is on the show regularly. They had ghost or paranormal activity start up in their in-laws' house.
Yeah.
It got like really rampant in the last like 2 days.
Seriously.
Yeah. So they think that we may have spoken energy into it.
Yes.
By doing this. So I feel bad. I feel bad, but I hope that it kind of chills off of them.
No, it's not even that. It's not. I can't even say just us speaking on it. And I hope this person is watching. It's not about just like the speaking on it portion. If you are afraid, you are feeding it. If your house is cluttered, if there's stuff in the closets, you gotta cleanse. And I will give you some advice on how to cleanse spaces. And then you can give it to our friend of the show, because I don't think it's us talking about it. It's them talking about it in the house and acknowledging it and giving it power. These are like, spirits are like Freddy Krueger, especially low vibrational ones.
Yeah, I don't think it's a low vibrational.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, the one that they're talking about, it doesn't seem to be like trying to harm anybody. It's just it's obviously scary.
It's creepy. But one thing I will say, and I hope they're watching, you need to ask it to leave. It's as simple as saying, I don't feel comfortable with you here. This is my house. This is my space. Take over your space. This is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. This is my shit. You got to go and open up all the windows and let it go. But I'll give you some more tea on that.
I think we have our last caller of the night, George.
Yes, caller 9049. And if we get a couple more pop in here,
we might stay around and let them talk
we want to
their
hear
story.
you out. We want to hear you out.
We do. We definitely do.
Is someone there?
But this is a call-in show. 9049 *6 to unmute yourself. Caller.
Sound like my house.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm trying to run away from my little babies right now so I can talk.
That's why I said it sound like my house, because I got 4 of them, and it's always
they
a
leave
time.
you alone. They don't leave me alone. Mine doesn't leave me alone.
No, mine doesn't either. I lock them out.
I got 2 biologically, but I babysit my grandbaby and my little cousin. It's 3 of them.
Yeah. So you're busy.
I am so busy. I've been waiting to do this, and I've been prolonging this or whatever. I'm from North Carolina. And I had a dream like probably about 5 years ago. And it was crazy. I didn't understand it. The whole week it was crazy to me. It felt like a spider was coming off the wall, first of all, off the ceiling. It felt like a spider was coming down, grabbing me. Couldn't breathe, none of that. Went to a guy's house. I literally felt like a dog was on me. He said he didn't have a dog. But the dog, I could smell it. I could feel the dog. And it was like I was just frozen. I didn't feel right. I'm like, oh my God, like this man got a dog around me. This dog about to attack me.
That's the
And I
low
woke
vibrations.
up, it wasn't no dog. Huh?
I said them is low vibrational D words. They be everywhere. They're like roaches.
It sounds more rampant the more I hear about it.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
You're fine. You're fine. I mean, I love to talk and like note things and stuff like that. It was just horrible. Like I just didn't understand it. And it was a guy that I didn't even know. I just met. You know, and I'm like, okay, I ain't supposed to be here. I ain't supposed to be here. And then 2 weeks later, I left from, 2 weeks later, I moved out of town down to Florida. And I'm pulling myself together. Hold on. And my boss told me, she said, hey, your mother in the corner. She said, you need to go home.
Wait, your mother?
There's so much stuff going on. My mother.
Is your mother living?
No, she's deceased. It was my godmother that was in the corner because she described her. She's like light skinned. She got a long drape on. And what she said, she says, "Oh, home." I went home and it was like so much went on with dreams and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, I ain't going to sleep no more.
I'm gonna sleep during the day.
Right. It's like, who needs sleep? It's okay. That was literally what will happen. It'll discourage you, and it's scary.
It is. It is. It really is. But I love your stories, and I watch you every time I see a new one up there.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all support. I love y'all down because y'all love me down. Y'all in the comments. I see everybody. Thank you so much for just sharing your experience.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you too. Y'all have a blessed night.
Thank you. You as well.
Stay safe. Someone in the comments said, "Be careful out here for with this full moon energy." Let's see. It's the new moon. Today's the new moon. But it's still anytime there's a new full, it's always ghetto.
Ghetto?
It's always ghetto. But
they're also asking for like your metaphysical stuff.
oh yes, I am starting a metaphysical shop. I will be posting the link. I'm hoping that I can get everything together. I am battling with Stripe at this point.
We all are. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Are they doing the thing where you can't have more than one account associated?
No, they're doing the thing where they're like, we want to see your website. And I'm like, if I post it, then people are going to go to it, and it's not ready.
Yeah, like I need to have this before we do that.
But I promise you guys will be the first ones to know about it. I'll be offering candles, oils, because y'all know how I love my oils. Just different spiritual goodies,
Sage?
Not quite sage, maybe some cedar.
What's the difference between sage and cedar?
Well, I'm not native.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense because
offensive.
Brian is native and he's the one who brought it.
Yeah. And they don't like us using their stuff, which I had a conversation on TikTok live earlier. Some black people are natives, so
Right.
It's like, but I know I come from Africa, my people, so it is what it is. But we do have some cedar bundles, some good stuff, mugwort bundles, and different things.
All sorts of fun stuff. So it's coming soon, though.
Yes, within the next, I don't even want to say the next week, maybe two.
Don't forget the kits too.
Yeah,
kits,
spiritual kits. So, and I also offer conjurings. It's not something that I put on there, or out there, I should say. But I have some work I have to do tonight because it is the full moon.
Yeah, and one of those is getting that man his werewolf kit.
Yeah. He's so silly, but we have a good time here.
We have a good time. George, do we have any more callers for tonight?
At the moment, there are no callers.
Okay. Well, I think we can go ahead and call it a night then.
Yes.
What another eventful call-in show. This show is really just taking off. It's becoming its own show, and I'm here for it because I really enjoy what we have going on between us and the community and everybody else. So for people that maybe don't know who you are for some reason, where can they find you? What do you have going on? What do you offer besides the metaphysical shop? That is coming soon.
Yes. So, hi, my name is Noah. I'm a spooky spiritualist, and I'm here on Fridays. This is my newest business venture with my bestie, Austin and George.
We got a caller.
Oh, we have a caller. Oh, they heard. They said, "Oh, we leaving?"
No. Let's keep the spooky times rolling, yeah?
I'm like, wait, I do have to use the restroom.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll be back.
Yes, we'll tell our call. We'll have a conversation with our caller.
Yes,
Yeah.
There we go. All right, now we got the callers coming in. Now we got the callers coming in.
They're like, wait, no one's going to the bathroom. Wait, let me call in.
The lines are open. What do you mean?
Ape water's keeping her hydrated.
Yes, see that good old spring water.
Caller, we'll start your time officially once Noah gets back. But tell us who you are.
No.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to the call-in show, Austin.
Hi, that's me.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How's your night going so far? I'm just trying to make up time before Noah comes back, so that way we can really get into your call. So we're not going to start your time yet.
Okay.
But are you having a good night?
Well, yes. Yeah, it's going good. Yeah, I just caught the show probably like the last half an hour.
Okay. Well, glad you're able to call in. You watching the game this weekend?
I'm actually going to be working.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
Busy. The job I do is going to be doing a lot of deliveries. So.
Okay.
Busy night. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, do you have a prediction? George, the one who talked to you earlier, George is the host of Gridiron Junkies, which is a football show. Do you have any predictions for the big game on Sunday?
Probably the Niners. I see the Niners taking it.
The Niners, okay.
Probably. Okay. That's the first time I heard somebody,
That's the first time I've heard somebody who isn't a diehard, they have to tell you in the first 30 seconds, Niner Nation or whatever.
Right.
Niner Gang, whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's been well overdue. It's 30 years, and I think it's about time,
When was the last time they won again when you guys beat my Chargers? Is that what happened, George? Am I remembering that correctly? Which was 94?
Yeah, that was 94, 95, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 94. I mean, man, I don't know. This is the one, for 1 year, I could care less about either team.
But it's hard to go against Pat, man. It's Pat is so good.
But here's the thing, he's in my division, so I could care less.
Right, but he's the detractor. At the end of the day, there's some people who make plays, and then there's people who change the game. He's the game changer. Keep in mind, I'm a Steelers fan. I'm by far not a Kansas City fan.
Right.
However,
well, no, you can't deny he's good. But welcome to Gridiron Junkies, everybody. This show has shifted, but we have Noah back, so we'll go ahead and let you go ahead with your story, caller.
Okay, cool. I appreciate it.
Hey there. I'm sorry. I had to go to the little girl's room.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. All right. Hey, I'm enjoying the show. Very interesting. I caught it maybe a half an hour. I try to catch you guys every Friday.
Yes.
When I can,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it. My story, quick backstory. My grandfather died when I was about a couple months old. And about fast forward, maybe 9 years later, actually I'm laying in bed about 2:40 in the morning. And all of a sudden I hear creaking on the floor as if someone is moving, and they're kind of getting closer and closer. It's at a slow pace also, And I'm 9 years old. I'm creeped out. I can't even open my eyes. I can't even look. My head is under the cover. So finally, the creaking stops. The walking stops. Gets close, and just son leans over and kisses me on the forehead. And that just creeped the heck out of me when that happened. I was just oh man.
I know you probably can't see my face because it's delayed, but I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, just straight plant, kiss straight on the forehead. And once that happened, walks away, and you know the sound of someone walking away, and you could hear him actually walk away. And once that happened, I kept this from people for a while. I never told nobody for a while, for years. But initially, I didn't think it was my grandfather at first. I just thought it was some random spirit,
right?
But then, based on certain things like the breathing, because my he died from he had some condition where his nose used to bleed a lot, and he had heavy breathing. So I kind of asked him, wow, I put two and two together, and I'm like, okay, it had to be him. And then the kiss and everything. It wasn't like a evil spirit or evil presence.
No, this was an ancestor.
So, right. So that's what that's the feel I got from it. And after a while, I was like, okay, it had to be him.
That's beautiful. It's scary whenever you're 9, 10 years old, but it's still, at least it didn't feel malevolent, because if it did, I'd be worried it was kissing you in the forehead. But this sounds like an ancestor.
Yeah, that definitely was. Yeah, and I didn't know at the time. I kind of chased it away. When I was young.
Yeah,
I got the strength in me, and that next day I just chased it away because I didn't know at the time. But now looking back, I kind of felt bad doing it. But when you're young, you do certain things, but then
they understand. When you were young and you don't know no better, that is scary as hell. So they're not looking at you blaming you. Yeah. They understand.
Exactly.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing
I appreciate
that story and waiting for me to get back from the restroom to share it.
Yeah, go Niners, I guess.
This program. Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, you guys were talking about the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it. I appreciate the show. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right.
For those who aren't aware, this is a Chargers live stream, though. Just setting the record straight. This is a Chargers live stream.
I think we're gonna have to miss next Friday.
No, we're diehard Steeler fans. But I don't even know. It's the Niners playing,
Yep,
right?
the Niners and the Chiefs.
I'm sorry. I'm going for the Niners.
Even though you have a Mahomes Magic Crunch box
clear
behind
your
you.
throat all you want.
I'm clearing my throat. You gonna mess up my ticket, ma'am?
Oh,
you taking money out the house?
No.
Go Chiefs.
No, I mean because I'm a Northern California native. I was born and raised there, so I have to stay loyal.
From the Bay?
Yeah, listen, the Bay Area people hate whenever people from Sacramento be like, "I'm from the Bay," so I wanted to say I'm from Sacramento. But I literally, I have to. I mean, if it's not my Steelers, then I have to do what's right.
No, I can't pick either. I could care less this year. But George, they heard Noah's about to leave, and they said,
"These have to be our last two callers. These are our last two calls."
Yeah, it does get late here. We do have lives outside of.
Is someone in this?
Yeah,
they're recording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the studio is just creepy as shit. Yo. It's
Yeah,
nice,
no, you started hearing voices as you were walking from the bathroom.
Hell no.
But I can see them in the green room.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, is it just a replay? But it's just very
whatever you see on that TV is live from either this room or the other room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
That was Freddie.
Yeah, that's scary.
Our next caller is 9706 9706 *6 to unmute yourself. Caller, you're in the room.
Hello?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Hi. How are you guys?
Good. How are you, love?
Doing good.
I'm fine. I know. I'm one of your fans, of course. But I subscribe to the Bizarre Junkies and I watch their stuff too.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
No problem. I'm actually Paradox in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I was so drawn to you because you look like my daughter.
Really? Send me a picture to my email.
Mom? No, I'm just kidding.
I really will.
Show your Patreon.
I sent her a picture of you. She's like, that. She doesn't look like me.
Of course.
Guys, look,
we
sent
never
it to
do.
everybody, and everybody said you do. Yeah, but anyway, okay. My story is this: when I was, let's see, back in 2001, I probably was like maybe 26, and my oldest brother passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And, we went through everything, the funeral and all of that. And I was asleep in my bedroom. And, I used to sleep with all the lights off, TV off, everything. I'm just asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, something just wakes me up. I don't know what made me wake up, but I woke up and I looked, and he was standing in the doorway.
Mm.
And he had on, a very vibrant shirt, and he was just standing there, and I was just like, it scared me so bad to where now I cannot never sleep with a door open or a dark doorway, and I do not go to bed without a light on.
Right? I don't blame. Listen, I have grown, and I think you're one of my patrons. Are you following me on Patreon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep,
Thank
yep,
you.
uh-huh.
I love you down. Thank you so much for your support. But for a long time, whenever I was younger and I was not a spiritualist, and I would see that creepy shit, especially my closet door. To this day, I gotta sleep with the closet door closed because I have
is that not a normal thing?
Yeah.
And
I do have
PTSD. It amazed me when y'all talked about the mirrors, because I got to a point where I was like, no, I cannot sleep in front of a mirror. I didn't even know that, though.
No.
That you should not, that mirrors were a portal. But also, I'm a truck driver, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now I keep feeling a presence. Like, I can be asleep and I feel someone come sit on my bed.
Yeah.
See? And I'm trying to figure out, is it my sister or my dad? Because my dad passed in 2014. My sister passed in 2019. But also, I lost my best friend in 2021 due to the pandemic, and we were not on good terms. So I just wonder
who it is because I feel them.
Yeah.
But I think they won't reveal themselves because they know they're going to scare the mess out of me.
Yes. And our ancestors are merciful in that manner because they have enough power to manifest. You are literally venerating and putting so much time and energy and love into them. They can manifest into a full body apparition, but they don't because they know we're not ready for that most of the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
But thank you guys for taking my call.
You are so welcome.
I appreciate you all. I love it. I look forward to y'all need to do 2 shows a week.
I know.
Friday.
You know what? I wish we could
Too bad
because
y'all don't have time. I know, right?
it's always so crazy, but I want to be here a little bit more often, so maybe we could talk about something. This is just one idea that's been thrown around and came to fruition. So
there's many things in the works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every time y'all come on, I send y'all out to everybody I know.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Send me a picture of your daughter to my email because I'm curious.
I will.
I don't look like none of my siblings.
She is a Ravens fan,
It's so weird, though, because it's like she's a perfect mixture of me and her dad.
And I don't look like I don't feel like I look like my mom. My mom is chocolate. My dad is probably your color, dude.
Wait,
light skinned black dude. So I don't feel like.
Am I dark? Is that what I'm darker? Oh, okay.
No, I mean
George or.
I mean, you're not super pale.
No,
I'm like tan.
Well, okay. So I mean, here's the thing.
Like, my daughter is closer to your complexion, but I'm brown. Her dad's dark.
You see, them genetics. The more kids I had, the less they look like me or anybody I even knew. You don't even look like you.
She's the one that she's the one that when my grandson, when he sees me on FaceTime, he always say, "Hey, Deja," and I'm like, "I'm Grammy."
Oh, that's too much. But yeah, send me a picture. Thank you so much for following me on Patreon. Thank you for being in the chat, supporting me, all that good stuff, supporting Bizarre Junkies in Austin and Georgia.
No problem.
Thank you.
I love it here. I love it here. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Oh, so we're talking about my complexion. So my dad he's half Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was a ginger.
But you know what? I thought you were Hispanic. I never picked you for a white dude.
Yeah, I can't speak Spanish, which is funny.
I know we were talking about your Mexican ancestor. You're like, but I'm not like, I don't really. Yeah, they're Mexican.
The part of my family that was Hispanic left when my dad was 2 years old.
Yeah, well, they've been with you since
before
birth.
Got a Hispanic last name?
I do, yeah. Alvarez. Yeah.
You're Hispanic then, man. You gotta embrace it. Cinco de Mayo all day.
Okay, so here's the thing. My girlfriend is Mexican and Puerto Rican, and then on my child's birth certificate it says Mexican.
Hey, poquito español, por favor.
Just a little bit.
For the scholarships.
¿Cómo se dice? Give me the money.
Me amo.
Me amo.
No sé.
I don't know. George and I love to do the como se dice.
Yeah.
Like, como se dice.
Wow. Hold on.
Numbers.
This is the fastest I've ever had a caller unmute themselves. Caller, you're in the room. I clicked and it was unmuted. Callers.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we
can. Hey, love.
Okay. Hi. Okay, so quick story. I mean, it's not spooky or anything, so I don't know if my story even counts.
No, go. Of course it does. You're fine.
So it was about a year ago, and I was car camping, and then I was car camping in I can't think of the popular breakfast place that you can camp at. I can't think of it. So when I first got there, it was people surrounding me, RVs and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep, make my bed and, have a good night. So I woke up and then I look around. Nobody was no cars were there around me. And I'm like, okay, that's odd. So I went back to sleep. And the next thing I know, okay, so I see me laying in my car. I see my car and I see me talking to me. Well, actually I was screaming at myself and I was like, get up now, get up, hurry up and get up and go right now.
Right.
And next thing I know, I pop up but before I even popped up, I turned around behind me and it was a black car. So I wake up, pop up, I look behind me, it's a black car. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So next thing I know, I zoomed up out of there and I didn't question it. I didn't, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know what that, I don't know what that was. Like, was it my intuition? Was it some type of, I don't know. It was weird.
To be honest, I was going to say it sounded like you were astral projecting, but No, it almost it's like, and this is gonna sound weird. The only thing that I can think of or explanation that I may have for that is that somebody like a spirit guide, ancestor, camouflaging, more than likely a spirit guide, because a spirit guide don't have to be a human, but that's for another live show. Just camouflaging themselves as you to get your attention to get up and go. You know, I feel like it could be an ancestor, but an ancestor would just reveal themselves as they are, you know? So I feel like that was a warning for you, by you, but sent from your spirit guides. Because who knows what that black card was lurking around thinking and doing.
Right, exactly. And I have a quick story. I know I have like a minute or so on.
Sure.
So my brother, so me and my brother and my mom, we were homeless for a little bit, and then we went into a shelter, but they were like, well, the boys can't stay here, so he went to his friend's place in another county. So I didn't see my brother for about, I don't know, 5-6 years. Honestly, I forgot about him. I know that sounds bad, but I forgot about him. So years later, he came to stay with us, and he was only with us for about a year or so. Then I went off to college. And next thing that I know, I don't know, all of a sudden I was like, I want to see my brother. I want to see my brother, because it was a break for us. I've never been that excited to see my brother. So next thing I know, I'm like, my sister picked me up. I'm like, where's my brother? Where's Jonathan? Where's Jonathan? And then I say anything to him. I'm like, where? I'm like, they were like, what do you want to go get some shoes? You want to get some clothes? I'm like, okay, that's odd, but yeah, let's go shopping.
Right.
So I get home. Next thing I know, my mom's like, where's Jonathan? I just wanted to see my brother. That's it. And then she's like sitting there quiet, and she told me, well, he got killed. And then later on, she told me that she figured something was going to happen because she dreamed like she was bleeding everywhere, but she couldn't find like the hole. And she was like, something bad going to really happen. So that was just that story. So he spent like his last year with us, and then he got killed. So. But that was his story. I just want to say that really quick.
No, you're fine. I think this is our last caller.
Yes.
That's crazy. And it sounds like you and your mom might have a little gift that's undiscovered if she was able to dream that something was going to happen. Premonition is a thing that most people, you know, we think like, oh, it's just deja vu or whatever. No, you've been here before. You've seen this before somewhere. Deja vu is absolutely a thing, but sometimes it's because you already kind of know you've dreamt it, or you just know. You just know. So
right.
But thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, thank you for incredible stories. What a way to end.
Yeah, that
tonight.
Was good.
I'm still really happy with this show that we've created. Yeah. It's going really good.
This little baby is just so cute, and it's cuddly, and I mean it's kind of scary. It's like parenthood. It
keeps me up at 3 a.m.
Right.
I check my analytics and I'm like, what's going on?
No, it's for real. So I really, really enjoy coming here, and
Yeah, and the fans love it even more. I would say that people are. The caller who was like, you guys need to do this show more often. It's like, we would, but also, we that kind of keeps the allure of keeping it on Fridays. It's kind of like the start to your weekend. Most people are coming off of work, but I mean, it seems like, and I'm sure you get it too now. I get a ton of messages every day.
Yeah.
When's the next call-in show? When's the next call-in show?
It's every Friday at 6.
Yes, every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on both the Bizarre Junkies channel and the Black Cauldron channel.
Yep.
This is a joint show between the two of us.
Yes.
Don't forget to tell, the perk, the
yes.
callers.
Yeah. So I've been getting them. I have been getting the emails.
Okay.
So if you called in tonight, please make sure to email us at bj@stickypawsstudios.com. And that is with your name and your address, so that way we can get you a free gift from our friends over at Ape Water. I mean, I like the water's really good.
The water was really good, and I feel super hydrated.
Yeah.
I've never had to stop and be like, I gotta go to the little girl's room.
I was gonna say, like, we've done this show 5 times, 6 times now.
That's that natural spring water. That's really what we're only supposed to be drinking anyway. All that, manufactured shit is no good for you anyway.
Yeah.
If they called in, they don't want their case. They can take my.
We'll take your case. Okay.
I'll totally give them my business email.
Address,
whatever.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. So, thank you to everybody who watched tonight, and thank you to everybody who watches this afterwards, because a lot of people still watch it after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, you get thousands of views. I'm getting hundreds of views every time we post them.
Yeah, I'm going to be posting it as a normal video as well, just so that it can pull up on the algorithm. You know, I think we come up more so on the podcast side, or live side. I don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, the live side seems to go a little bit better. My algorithm is a little more catered towards like the shorts.
Yeah.
And the documentary style videos, like those still, like the Patterson Gimlin film one still, I think it's at 14,000 now.
Yeah.
It just keeps going and going and going.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you so much to everybody. I mean, we already kind of heard, but you can check out all of Black Cauldron's links down below in the description. I might have to sign up for your Patreon at this point.
You know what? Yeah, because he keeps it. You have that friend, and you're like telling your friend like, don't do this, and then they be doing it anyway. You be like, you need your ass whooped. Come on over to Patreon.
That does not sound good now. I need my ass whooped on Patreon.
Yeah, no, because he listens to me, but he only listens. We're cleaning this studio. I should not feel like apprehensive or energy going to the bathroom. So when we doing it,
George? When are we? I think it's a Saturday. We do it. We come in. We record an investigation for a couple of hours.
My schedule on the weekend opens up entirely after the Super Bowl. So yeah.
We'll do it the same way we did the last ghost hunt, which you can see on our.
You know what we'll do as we're doing it? We'll go live in both. We'll utilize all the cameras in the studio, and then we'll just do like a. Yeah, so you can see us going through and doing it in both of the rooms, and then we'll just have a floating cam follow you as you go throughout.
Live paranormal investigation. I mean, people can see. I'm going to give them a couple seconds for that to catch up. But like, how would you guys feel about a live paranormal investigation? I've seen it done before on TV and YouTube. It's just, here's the thing. Like, we didn't fake anything. It just takes a lot of. Sometimes you have hours without anything happening.
Yeah.
And then it'll ramp up for like 20 minutes, and then it'll die back down.
Well, that's normal for any.
Well, yeah, they're saving up energy.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be against it.
Y'all gonna do it in the dark?
Well, I mean, how would they see? That's the only thing. Can we hook up the?
Yeah, we'll see if there's an infrared like filter
for iPhones.
Yeah,
I guarantee you there is one. Now I have to know IR filter for iPhone.
Someone said
so you have to install it on every camera.
Time to cleanse. Yep.
I mean,
that's cheaper than buying a bunch of.
Yeah. How much are they?
I'm not seeing for IR.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I know you guys can't really see anything, but this whole studio is ran off of iPhones. Like, it's amazing. I've never seen nothing like this before, so we can find it. It's not popping up on Amazon or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we can, and then we just don't have to do. You know what's funny is doing it in the dark was brought up because of ghost shows, like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, all that. When do you experience things of the paranormal? The lights don't have to be off.
True.
No.
So we could just sit in here. I think what we do, not a seance, definitely not. We're not using the Ouija board or anything like that. But what I think we do is we sit here at this table and we put a spirit box here.
Yeah.
And we ask it, we talk to it.
Yeah, see, she said, you sure you want to chat with those energies?
Hey.
No.
Austin got me nervous.
Hey, why do we interview criminals?
Okay.
Do you ever want to chat with them? No, I don't want to chat with them. We gotta get to the bottom.
Well, that's what, because, you already know. Sometimes you be thinking you chatting with a whole human and it be a D word. He's like,
that's why you're going to be here, because you'll lead us right.
What the hell am I going to do with it?
That means
you have the knowledge. That's what I'm talking.
Austin is trying to FAFO.
Yep, fuck around and find out.
I already did the first time, and I'm still here, but I'm not going to be dumb about it. I'm not going to be like, what up, demons? It's your boy. Sorry,
I don't. No. You're good. This is y'all house.
y'all got to come back to George. I think you're coming in tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
But during the day, though,
I'm contemplating it. Actually,
yeah. Well,
we'll see.
I don't mind because there's something here. I'm sure of it.
We've had too many things happen back to back to back to not.
And then we have people in the comments who are sensitive, and they're like, yeah.
Well, apparently something's screaming here.
Yeah.
That's a little unsettling to hear.
The person asked, "Are y'all sure y'all want to?"
That's the same.
The same person
that was like, something is screaming. It's a lot of energy.
I'm seeing if that's the same.
Yep.
Person.
Asta.
It is. Yep. All right.
See.
All right.
Okay. I'm
gonna need you clear and cleanse before you do the spirit box. But if you do a spirit box after, then you won't really get.
It just depends. It's not gonna clear like Christian out or anything. It's gonna clear out
the
like
negative. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we do it that way. Maybe we see if we can communicate with Christian after we do that.
That would be beautiful.
We cleanse it. And then
we can see.
Yeah.
We'll put it together for y'all. Something real nice. Okay?
Of course. Yeah. If you want to see what we can do, go to the Bizarre Junkies channel and go find our ghost hunt. Actually, I'll post it right now in the chat for them before we log off here.
That was up in
Good Springs.
Good Springs, yeah.
Yeah.
And that one was pretty good. But yeah.
Yeah.
To answer the question, no, I am not sure. But
but you'll come cleanse it at least.
I mean, yes, absolutely. Okay. But whenever you're highly protected, divinely favored, you don't be worried about that shit. I just know I'm walking out this building backwards.
But you just can't say anything for anybody else.
Huh?
You just can't say anything for anybody else though, because we obviously have to listen to you. But
no, like I can also wait. In which way?
I'm just saying the way you said it, you were like, I know I'm getting out at least. The way you were saying it was like, I know I'm getting out.
No, you guys will be fine too. Just wear a hat and cleanse. But you gotta do what I said.
This.
You know what? Just know that you got to listen to what I be telling y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna need you to act like a black man right now. If I run, you run. If I tell you to do something, do it. I know it's gonna feel weird. You too, George.
Yeah, no. Trust me, I'm taking notes back.
Well, we walking out this thing backwards, sir.
Yeah,
tonight.
Okay,
all right.
It's the full moon or the new
Unless you
moon.
want to take something home with you.
You taking something home with you?
No, I don't. I absolutely don't want to take anything home with me.
You better Michael Jackson moonwalk out this bitch.
Speaking of, are you gonna remove Michael from the next room over? Did you decide if you're gonna
No, because it's not mine
to
remove.
He has a Michael Jackson statue
It's from one of our other hosts who's been on the show as well. So I may have
Yeah.
to talk to him. Be like, hey, what's
Does
this
it creep?
about?
Did you say it creeps you out?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like
It's the king of pop.
So sometimes I'm like, either George is the first one here or I'm the first one. Or a lot of times I'm the last one out, and I'll walk by and I'm like, oh Jesus! Just see it like
It's just Michael.
It's just Michael in the corner. Yeah. So.
Well, we'll get Michael out.
We'll get Michael out. Maybe
and
we
the
can.
ghost and
Yeah. So. But all right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate this show and what it's become.
Yeah.
We'll be on again next Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, with all your favorite characters. We got Mr. Fresh. We got Mr. Sexy Carmona back there.
I know.
Apparently now.
That's a man. What do you say? That's a beast of a man right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go back. That's gonna be what I wake up to. I'm gonna record it as a voice memo.
He's gonna cut that clip and just.
And I'm gonna wake up. That's gonna be my alarm.
We gotta change his name to Too Sexy for My Shirt.
Oh yeah, man.
It might be a thing, George. But if
Tony
you're ever on
was
camera now, you may not be able to wear a shirt.
You know, like Tony literally was like,
Oh, Tony was like, when I get to come back, do I get your body?
Like, make sure you plug that one too, because a lot of people have watched his movies and seen him on TV.
We also did an interview recently, not too long ago, with Tony Orlando from Tony Orlando and Dawn, the show on TV. The hit singer from back in the 60s and 70s. We did an interview with him, and he told us some stuff he's never told anybody.
Yeah.
So we definitely got some crazy stuff. George, are you pulling it up?
No.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought he was about to. But that's a good one too. But thank you again to everybody. Thank you to George for toughing it out with me today. We had a crazy day today.
Yeah, you guys get some rest.
Oh,
yeah.
facts.
I'm turning my phone off
Yeah.
tonight. I'm turning it off. Not answering anything. I'm gonna go watch the game and not care who wins.
Yeah.
You're not watching the game. You're watching an Usher concert that they're happy to play.
That's I had to ask you who's playing again, because I'm there to see Usher.
Don't even get George started. Don't even. George was
here. Here's a truthful question. Usher, or Chris Brown?
Usher.
What?
Damn.
Oh
Okay.
my God,
Wait,
you
wait,
little
wait.
Gen Zs, get out of my face.
I'm sorry.
No.
For nostalgia, it's Usher. But if we're talking about
Lyricism?
overall talent, I think it might be Chris Brown.
Oh no,
I
you
appreciate
guys.
that.
What did
Mr.
I'm just
Usher
being
get famous for?
transparent.
Writing yeah, like 9 times in a row.
No, listen. We're not going to do that to Usher, okay? Because you know how many babies were born to Usher?
No.
How many babies were born to Chris Brown?
You're delusional. Stop it.
You can't
put Usher
have sex
in crib.
to run it.
No, you cannot.
Mr. Fresh is closing up the stream right
No, you can't.
Oh man.
I'm not a Gen Z. I love Chris Brown, but
Usher does it for you more than Chris Brown.
Usher, that was the first crush I ever had. Whenever I was like 4 years old.
Okay. I'm
This
tracking
is a
now.
Man, he is beautiful. I don't even feel like that about him now.
Right. A man who likes men.
Yeah. Hey, but allegedly. I'm getting off this chat. This
Yeah, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be on again next week. And until next time, take it easy, y'all. Oh my God.
That.
Yeah. Hey, you should see his brother. His brother just transferred on.
You're born like that.
Caller, you're on the air.
Threatened, I felt unwelcome, and it was a death.